Hi, Steph.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I brought an iPad. I'll watch it. Gonna save it.
Yep. Did I imagine it and say that 2 bell beers in it?
Right.
Am I imagining that? 2 bell beers? Am I imagining that? Distortion brewery. Oh, I could have sworn there was something saying that. I've got some snacks. I didn't know what you like. I just got Marilyn. Squashes. And then I spoke to the sausage and killer people. I said to Soar. Yeah. Man and woman must do it.
You know, these trees here in London Way, they give off like a tiny little hair. I've started copying this thing. As soon as I got out of the car.
You honestly like how like overdo it.
We call it the Chelsea Cop. So many of those trees. Yeah.
Where are we at? We've got... Do a mic check or anything like that?
You were free to get through to the director.
Nancy,
Hello.
I'm here.
Miller.
Miller. Fellow or a girl?
Maybe using the lip light. White box director.
Is that button is your... Hello. Is anyone there?
That should be coming through now.
Just gonna get me these because they're about to go in. Good luck. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. See you in a bit. Enjoy. Good luck. Crush it. Enjoy.
structure down here.
Where do you want the water put? Yeah. Wait, do you want all of that down here?
You're going to get annoyed if I cross the line.
Yeah, I was going to say, normally I'm not used to sitting with you, but obviously, yeah, it's fine. Normally, you only have but style is get the double. There's a little bit of buzzing on this. I never heard you do that. Oh my god. That is so strange.
Can you imagine?
That sounds... Oh god, you sound really... I mean, no, you can, but it's just really weird. Cracking. So 8 to the 16, all the way through to 5 to 9. Lovely jumping. Let's do that couple. Let's see anyone else. Like this. Jumps pretty much so long. No one.
Yeah, I don't think
It's like pirate radar. Like. So if you go swear, you can say whatever you want. And it's just like.
that was so sick.
So that. So that. I will have my own as well. Oh yeah, we need to press the red button, don't we, before we go?
It's also, it's going out OCPA.
Oh yeah, it's going out
No, just imagine you're only talking. Yeah, about 1,000.
Welcome, running fans, to the Millennium Arena here in the iconic Battersea Park. We are here once again. It's the start of the summer season here in the UK. It's comeback, the 5th year, sponsored by Soar Running. I'm Lloyd Kempson, your commentator for the night, and I'm joined by Belgrave's own Stephanie Hewitt. Steph, how are you tonight?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Well, you know, all right, we've got snacks, we've got drinks, we've got some incredible races to look forward to, 8 in total, kicking off at 6:15. But just off air, you were talking to me about some of the one-liners that you've received from ChatGPT tonight for the job ahead. Do you want to run through some of those?
I should have kept my mouth shut, shouldn't I?
You will learn, Steph, that on comms, nothing is off boundary. Come on, read me some of the best one-liners before we get into the action tonight.
Right, okay, are you ready? Welcome to Comeback 5000, an evening book for breakthroughs. 8 5k races, and the only thing in the menu tonight are personal bests.
Oh my lordy, I mean, Hannah England and Steve Cram could learn a thing or two from you, Steph. That's powerful, but obviously it's your first time on comms, and we're glad to have you here. You know this place so well, running for Belgrave. We had Mimi here last year, your housemate. I'm sure she gave you some good tips. Did she give you any inside info about, what to do tonight?
That would have been a good question for me to ask her. No, she just asked me every day this week how I'm feeling about going on comms, as if I should be really nervous that I'll do, I don't know, say something wrong, put myself in it, but I'm sure we'll be fine.
You'll be fine, you'll be fine. Now, for our viewers watching on YouTube at home, you should know that we are also being projected across the PA system, so the people here at the Millennium Arena also are listening to us. So that will tailor the way we commentate tonight. And for anyone that can't understand Steph because of her Scottish accent, don't panic. We will put subtitles on the screen, and I'm here to translate as well. But tonight we have 8 5,000 metre races on the menu, because that's what we do at Comeback 5000. It's all about the 12.5 lappers. The first race is going to kick off at 6:15, and we are going to be running all the way through tonight's proceedings until 8:55, where our finale, the men's elite race, will kick off. Now, we have athletes that have travelled from all over Europe, in fact, for tonight, not just the UK. We have, obviously, some of the best club athletes as well, and you will see a sea of club vests around this track tonight. That is one of the benefits of this event. It's a great opportunity for our club athletes across the UK to come together. In our women's elite race, we have arguably one of the hottest fields we've ever had, with the most depth. Years gone by have come back. We've had 1 or 2 front runners, whereas tonight, one of 5 or 6 could win it. And then the men's race, the finale tonight, the final race of the offering, I mean, one of about 15 could win it. But we'll run through some of the leading athletes throughout the evening. For you, Steph, obviously you're going to have a lot of people tonight that you're going to know that are going to be running from Belgrave. Are there any names that you're looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, there's a lot of claret and gold out tonight, so I'm very excited to see them all crush their goals. Hopefully lots of personal bests out here. Who in particular? I mean, obviously I'm ready for Mimi to come and crush a massive track 5k PB and get under 17 here like she did on the roads. Yeah, I think there's a lot. I'm looking for them in race 1 at the moment, and it's looking a little sparse of claret, but there's a couple down there.
I think a few of the Belgrave runners are obviously running probably a little bit later on in the evening, but I can see one of the old claret and gold up the top bend there, and obviously just next to the club flag as well. It's worth saying to our spectators that are already here early doors, we're going to have food and drink available. We've got beers, Pilsner should I say, not Pilners. You don't want to be drinking any of that. Pilsner IPA is on tap. We've also got bratwurst sausage, we've got chicken gyros, and we've got stone-baked pizza. I mean, what more do you want in an evening in Battersea Park beyond the Pear Tree Cafe?
That is our local.
That is indeed. I was there earlier. I spent £7 British sterling on a pint. So that's when you know you're in Battersea Park. The good news is, though, is that the beers inside the stadium are cheaper. So it makes sense. So, looking ahead to this first race, Steph, we'll run through the start list, obviously, in a few moments' time, but fastest in the field tonight in this first race is Samuel Stevens, and I can see a note here that you've said that this is your first prediction of the evening. You're pipping him to take the win, the City and Norwich athlete. He's run 14:37 this year, and that is the calibre of athlete that we're looking at in the first race of the evening. It's only going to get faster.
Yeah, surely that's a win.
Well, there
Samuel,
is 12 and a half laps between that, so we'll have to see. But I think over the last few years, one thing I've learned from comeback is that the form on paper is always important, don't get me wrong, but a lot can change because it is early season. This is ultimately the first test for a lot of athletes that maybe haven't done the BMCs, or they haven't gone to an open meeting or done their county champ. So this is the first opportunity for them to really test themselves before they kick on to the real crux of the summer season. Obviously, Steph, you can test over the track. You know what these athletes are going to be going through. Are there any pieces of advice you could give these athletes maybe tonight?
For 5,000 on the track, I love it so much that I've decided to swap the running for comms this year. So I'm maybe not the best person to ask for advice, but I think we've got pacers. We've got amazing pacers in every single one of our races tonight. Some of the races have 2 pacers, so my advice would be to get on the back of one of them and get on the back of a train and switch off for as long as the race as you can, and then that last mile, see what you've got left.
And as we know, the atmosphere will build as they approach those final few laps. But let's get straight into it. We are just a few moments away from our first race of the evening. So spectators in the stadium tonight, please do revert your attention to the track because we are going to get underway. So we'll run through the start list for you from the inside out. In lane number 1, bib number 11, it's Thomas Bishton, the Northampton AC athlete. Next up, Chris Booth, Mark Burchett, Will Ford, Dan Galpin, the 15:07 man, Thomas Gandy, David Healy, Rayla Hart, Callum Lorimer, Rafe Mann, Andrew Merry, Chris Motts, Daniel Paston, Dylan Ramson, Harry Reynolds, Alex Richardson, Rory Steele, the fastest in the field with his 14:37 personal best this year, Samuel Stevens, James Turner, Jack Gunning, Edward Whiting, Alex Wright, Callan Zorn Singh, Matthew Williams and David Irvine. There is your first field of the evening, and I can see them gathering over that top bend, Steph, and soon they'll receive their final instructions from our officials. Should say as well, big shout out to our officials tonight. Every year these events have the challenge of finding officials, but thank you so much for them coming forward and helping us out tonight. And we are just a few minutes away, Steph. So a couple of notes here for our first race. We've got Rayla Hart here, works for Sainsbury's. That's interesting, isn't it?
It does indeed.
I bet he's got so many nectar points.
He also, according to this, ran Manchester Marathon just a few weeks ago, so this will be a nice spin of the legs.
Cool, that's going to be in the legs, isn't it? Manchester. It can go one or two ways. We'll have to see. We've also got in this race Alex Wright. I've got a note on here that he loves a park run. There's not much correlation between a park run and a track 5K, though, is there?
No, not at all. I mean, there's one in Battersea now, so at least you could have ran one close, but that's about it.
Yeah, you are right. Parkrun has arrived to Battersea, which means more runners around this famous park. Just exactly what we needed. As soon as they line up, I'll start. Yeah, no worries.
And in the famous words of Fabrizio Romano, here we go. We are underway at the 2025 Comeback 5000, brought to you by Belgrave Harriers, Friday night under lights and Soar running. Spectators in Millennium Arena for the first time tonight. Make some noise for our athletes as they make their way round with 12 laps left to go, Steph.
I can't believe that's us, we're off already.
I know, it's only going to get more exciting. So, 30 seconds in, we're already shouting down the mic.
I'm nervous for them. I can already feel the pain of what comes when you do a 5K.
There's a long, long way to go for these runners. That's Henry Hart there, goes through as our first pacer of the evening. You'll notice our pacers tonight, ladies and gents, that they'll be wearing the Soar race vests. And Henry is modelling this one finally with his claret Belgrave shorts. Not quite a colour combo I probably would have chosen, but as we know with Henry Hart, colour combos don't really exist in his wardrobe.
No, he loves to go for an interesting short, so, I mean, he's living up to his name this evening.
One athlete in this race, Steph, that's worth talking about, just further back in the field in the black cap there, Brighton and Hove red singlet. That's James Turner. He's run for Great Britain in the World Championships for the 100 kilometres, so he's somewhat stepping down in distance tonight.
I mean, that also matches to Henry, right? He just won a 100 kilometres for Scotland in the Anglo-Celtic plate, so they're in good company down there. It would be a few more laps right enough.
Yeah, that's some engine to be running 100k races, but Henry doing a stellar job on the front. Now, if you are watching at home on the live stream, please do share it on your socials so we can get more viewers watching this race. If you're here in person, then please do tag Comeback Races on your Instagram stories. I can see Jerry Sun just crossing the track beneath us, the photographer. I mean, probably one of the most well-known photographers in running at the moment, actually, Jerry Sun in the UK. He's just taking a seat there in the steeplechase water jump.
Which is thankfully empty this evening.
I mean, that's a man that knows a shot. Just hiding beneath the barriers, whereas I'm there with my iPhone 12 trying to get a selfie. But back to the action, Steph, because that's why we're here. And one thing that we'll see tonight with these comeback races is that if it's single file, that's normally a good sign, because it means that the pace is honest and it means that the runners are chasing, they're right on that red line, which is what they want for 5k racing. But Henry Hart there taking him through 800, just a tick inside 2:30. And at this point, Steph, you're looking at the runners. Is there anything that's jumping out to you, or is it too early to call?
I mean, for me, I'd love to give a shout out to Chris, who's at the moment at the back of our field, but he is a middle distance man, and his current PB, according to our sheet, is in the high 17 minutes. So this pace will feel very spicy, but if he can just hold in there and follow the green singlet in front of him, then it should be a big tasty PB that he'll come away with this evening.
A big, tasty PB indeed. And one athlete we mentioned in the lead up to this was Samuel Stevens from City of Norwich. We'll need to get a check on the bib number, but I can see 2 Norwich athletes in this race. You can't miss them. The yellow, I'm going to go yellow and red, or maybe yellow and dark orange stripes. Ah, yeah, I can see Sam just at the back of that front group. You can see that iconic singlet. A little bit of a group chasing Henry Hart here. There's no major gaps at this point. As we say, it's still early days. They've gone through the first kilometre, so they should start to settle down. But Henry Hart doing a brilliant job at the moment, taking these athletes through the first few laps. And in 5,000 metre racing, Steph, there's such a difference between racing on the track to racing on the road. More commonly than not, when you're running on the road for a 5K, it feels like you're sprinting from the start, whereas on the track, it does feel comfortable for a limited amount of time. Why do you think that is?
I think we're just used to it as well, right? You can take it off, you can take 400 metres at a time. You don't feel like you're surging all the time. It's far more even-paced. But then you're also in spikes, right? Which, depending on the pace you're running, can actually make it a heck of a lot harder rather than easier. Over 5K, it makes everything work that little bit extra. Yeah, it's a tough little gig out now.
So back to this race, running fans at the front. We have Henry Hart, our pacer right now. As Steph said, recently won a 100K race for Scotland. So he's doing a brilliant job dropping down in distance tonight. Your race leader at the moment is number 157. That's Andrew Merry, the Wimbledon athlete. He's a local lad. He ran a road personal best this March with 15:44. And he backed that up with a 15:42 in April, so he's in fine shape tonight. And he set his stall early. He's right in behind the pacer. And he's got a string of athletes behind him. I can see Sam Stevens there in that City of Norwich vest, just in third. You can't miss him, bib number 227. As we say, 14:37. By far the fastest athlete in this race. And as I say that, he just overtakes into second place. So now we have Merry on the front, tucked in behind Hart. It's Sam Stevens in Norwich in second as we approach 5.5 minutes on the clock with 8 laps left to run.
It's a lot of laps, isn't it?
It is a lot of laps. 12.5 to be precise. What's your favourite track race, Steph?
1500.
Why is that? What is it
It's
about it?
organised and quickly, isn't it? Although, I did a session last week with a K at 15 pace and thought I was going to die, so I can't wait to do the track season this year.
Always a good sign leading into the summer, isn't it, when you feel you're going to die in training? I think we can all relate to that.
It's my own fault. I moaned that I was being told to train too slow, and then it gave me a session that I thought was going to kill me, so there we go.
So 6:08 there. A little bit above schedule. We wanted 6:12 through 2K, so about 6:08, 6:09 at the moment. Great job from the pacer. Nothing wrong with being a couple of seconds faster, and it's still Andrew Merry on the front. Sam Stevens there tucked in second, and there's a little bit of a gap now to the chase group.
Anyone that's watching on YouTube, please do give us a comment if you want us to give us a shout out live to anyone you know that's running on the track. We can be your voice as they'll hear us on the loudspeaker.
So as we said, it's Merry on the front, Stevens in second. There was a little bit of a gap to that chase pack, but we've now got another athlete who started to bridge that. And you talk about those surges, Steph, and you've really got to be clever with your energy and your movements during the race, because anything too aggressive can really, really come back to bite you later on in these 5K track races.
Yeah, that's it. And almost that second group is doing the opposite of what our runner in third at the moment did, and is closing that gap slowly instead of putting in a surge. As I say that, one of the AFD athletes comes round with a nice surge to bring himself back up to the forward to front.
Yeah, there's a big Aldershot Farnham district following tonight. I saw Mick Woods, legendary coach, on the trackside. 20 or so of his athletes are running tonight, all throughout the evening. So it'd be good to see how some of these athletes contest tonight. 247, that's the lad in the black singlet. That's Edward Whiting. He's run a personal best on the road of 15:48 last year. He ran 16:05 at Podium Festival this year. He's the athlete that's bridged the gap to Merry up the front and Stevens, but as they go through there, 8 minutes on the clock, the next split that we'll be looking for is the 3K mark. That'll be 9:18 that we'll be chasing. So next time round, they'll have 2,000 metres left to run. So now up the front, we've got a group of 6 athletes tucked in behind our pacer. So it's still Merry on the front, Sam Stevens there in second, tucked right in on the rail. It's Whiting in third, and he's got a couple of athletes for company, but these 5 now away behind Hart. They come down this time, this will be the 3K mark. Now we want 9:18, that'll be 15:30 pace up the front. I don't think they're going to be too far off, Steph, but with 2K left to run, Henry Hart has done his job, and I think he's starting to pull aside now. So 2K left to run. 9:16, we're 2 seconds ahead, so sub 15:30 pace, and it's Merry from Stevens and Whiting. He's got 2 athletes tucked in behind him. It's these 5 where the moves are going to come from. With 2K left to run, Steph, who's your money on at this point?
I've got to stick with my man that I picked before the race.
Sam Stevens.
I'm going with Sam Stevens. I'm sticking to my guns.
Are there any of the other athletes in that group, as you look at them now down this back straight, that are maybe looking a little bit tested, or anyone that's looking really comfortable and you know, really confident?
I mean, our City of Norwich man, what's his name again? Apologies.
That's your man, Sam
Oh,
Stevens.
that's my man. He's in second right now. So he is. He's behind Andrew Merry of Wimbledon. Sorry, I'm getting my yellows and reds mixed up. For me, he looks like he's just sitting in there quite comfy. I think we'll see him go maybe with in a couple of laps, but it looked like there might have been a bit of a gap opening there, and it's just closed right back up. So anytime one of those top 5 looks like they might be losing it a little bit, they come back together. They seem to be, they've got a good thing going at the moment, and they're working together out there.
Another athlete in that group is 141. That's Callum Lorimer. He's got a personal best here on the paper of 15:42. 9:06 over the 3K. He's right in that front group as well. But Andrew Merry, he's been our leader for a long time, even with Hart on the front. And at this point, Steph, he's got 4 athletes behind him, and they're really using him as the pacer and really relying on him to keep knocking out 3:06s a K. But at what point does Merry say, do you know what, maybe I don't want to lead, or, you know, now it's my time to go?
We've just lost one. We've just lost an EFD man from the front pack.
So 5 has become 4. Unfortunately, we've had a DNF down the back straight. Maybe this pace was a little bit hot, but it's still Merry from Stevens and Whiting. They are front 3 as they round this turn.
Stevens looks like he's itching to go.
Just going to get a check on our 4th placed athlete.
141.
That's Callum Lorimer. So, yes, that's right. Brighton and Hove athletes come from the south of England. So an update. It's Andrew Merry on the front, Sam Stevens in second in the Norwich vest, Andrew Whiting there in third, and Callum Lorimer. They're your first 4 athletes. And they come down to the finish line this time. And you can throw a blanket over these 4. There's been no chinks in the armour just yet. They're single file, which means the pace is honest, and just round that turn you can just see a couple of gaps starting to happen. You mentioned Sam Stevens, Steph. You mentioned that he's chomping at the bit. When is he going to go? Is it now, or is he going to wait for the last lap?
I think we're going to go in this lap. I don't think we're leaving it till beyond the bell. Although, as I say that, he's got the room there to go, doesn't he? And he's deciding not to.
He's dying to go. You can see that he's just really winding himself up. But when you're on the shoulder, you are travelling a little bit further. But for the first time tonight, Stevens hits the front. There we go, the first decisive move, and 5 metres becomes 6 metres, and really that's a big move. That's a race-winning move from Sam Stevens, and he's already taken 10, 15 metres out of Andrew Merry and the rest of this field. And the fastest man in this field on paper has really shown his class in the space of 100 metres.
He has indeed. The gap's massive now. He's about to come around to the bell, am I right?
So it's Stevens away and clear in this one.
2 laps to go.
With 2 laps left to run.
What can he run that last key in?
Well, he's just taking a look at his watch there, and look at that, that's 50 metres now. He's taken 50 metres out of this field in the past 250 metres. He's absolutely flying, and really, as a 14:37 man, I think what he's done is he's gone from 15:30 pace up to his race pace, and I think he's shown his class now. But Andrew Merry, our long-time leader, he's battling gallantly in second. He's got a little gap there back to Whiting, and Callum Lorimer in 4, so no change in that order. Them 4 are well clear, but 600 metres left to run. It's still Sam Stevens, and at this point, Steph,
He's just having fun out there, isn't he?
Can you see him losing from here?
No, absolutely not. I can't have my first race win pick of the night lose, so it's doing good. 500 to go.
You don't know the lottery numbers, do you?
I wish.
So into the home straight for the penultimate time. Sam Stevens from the City of Norwich AC, St Mary's University alumni, coming down to the bell. And we'll hear the bell for the first time tonight at the Millennium Arena for the Comeback 5000. There we go, 1 lap left to run. It's Sam Stevens away with 400 metres left to run. Through goes Andrew Merry, closely followed by Whiting and Lorimer there in 4th. And the rest of this field coming into the home straight for the second last time tonight, but onto the back straight for the final time. Sam Stevens, wearing his club Leicester Norwich from the east of England. In the southwest of London, 200 metres left to run. Spectators in the Millennium Arena, this is where we need you to come forward. We need you on the track. Get out of those seats and get behind our race winner, because Sam Stevens is away and clear in this one. And for me, it's his to lose from here. He takes a look inside, 150 left to run. Little bit of a grimace. Let's get it going, Sam. Into the home straight, and here he goes.
There's no one there when he looks over. He's got, well, just about 100-metre lead.
Absolutely flying down this home straight. 15.08, 15.09 on the clock. It's Stevens to win. He will take the win in race number 1 of the Comeback 5000 2025. Stevens takes the win. City of Norwich AC, the first winner of tonight, and it's Andrew Merry, our long-time leader, sprinting down to the line, the Wimbledon athlete. Brilliant performance from him. Andrew Whiting battled really well in the group. He'll take 3rd, and it's Callum Lorimer for 4th, as the rest of this field, Steph, come down the home straight into the final metres. And this is what it's about. A lot of these athletes will be chasing their own personal bests and their own goals. It's not just about the winners tonight, and that's the beauty of Comeback.
It is indeed. They're all leaving it out there. We've still got Chris that I spoke about earlier. He's coming around to his bell lap. On for a PB, like we say. Everyone in these races going for different times. Some for PBs, some for race 1. But there's Chris. He's just heard the bell and he's taken off. Ready to go. Bring him round for a PB for everyone that's in here watching him.
Spectators in the Millennium Arena, if you've never seen Steve Ovett in his prime, just have a look on your back straight, because this final 400 metres, I reckon, is going to be inside 50 seconds. Chris is absolutely flying. Come on, Chris, keep it going. Legs are full of lactic, but this is beautiful. This is track racing in its purest form. 200 metres left to go. Come on, Chris, bring it home for Belgrave. I reckon he went through 200 there, 23 high. Come on, Chris. He's absolutely flying. It's all yours, mate. The glory is yours. Everyone is watching.
Let's go, Chris.
Let's get it going, Chris. Absolutely flying around this final turn. Into the home straight. Come on, Chris.
He's got to be on for the fastest last lap split of this race, surely.
If there's anyone watching the live stream or anyone in attendance that can get us a split on that last 400, please. As you say, Steph, I reckon he won't be far off the segment record for the final 400 tonight. Comeback. That was beautiful.
Superb. And he did that entire race pretty much on his own, so it's a lonely way to run a track 5K, and I think he just ran a few seconds faster than he did at Comeback last year, so...
That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. And we actually, when I was doing the notes and the prep on the races tonight, I did notice that a lot of runners have run Comeback 2-3 times before, so it's great to see athletes returning to this race. I think it really speaks volumes of not just how competitive these races are, but how well organised they are by the team, and ultimately I think athletes, they crave that competition, don't they? They crave that good atmosphere that you get in these events.
Absolutely. I think for anyone who hasn't done it, that should tell you everything you need to know. Once you've done it once, you do it twice, 3, 4, 5 times, and if you're not racing, then you can get down and get the same atmosphere from pacing or enjoying watching it.
How many times have you done Comeback, Steph?
2 or 3 maybe? It's hard, but it's great fun. And then you can get down, we've got food, we've got pizza, we've got Greek, we've got pints.
That is a very good point. Yes, that is something we should say actually for our spectators tonight. We have beers, we have Pilsner and IPA on tap. We also have bratwurst sausage. We have chicken gyros. I think there's some halloumi going on down there as well. Maybe some falafel. It's from the part of the world that I'm from, in sunny Luton, we haven't yet discovered falafel and halloumi, so it's amazing, really. We've also got stone-baked pizzas as well. So really, you've got everything you need for a fun-packed evening of track action. So for our viewers that are watching back home, I've just realised that we have the live chat going again. Years gone by, we've had some questionable comments over the years. I won't relay some of them. But if you are watching at home, please do fire your questions in, do fire your comments, shout out your mates, shout out your training partners. We'll do our best to follow along and repeat them on the stream. But years gone by has actually also been really helpful for anything that we miss, whether that's any particular splits or any insight into people that you know running in the race. And like I say, we'll try and repeat as many as we can, as long as they're clean. But up next, Steph, we've got race number 2. Things do not hang about at a comeback. Next race is kicking off in 5 minutes' time.
There's lots of Claret and Gold down there for this race.
Yeah,
Just doing our last few strides down the back straight for those racing in race 2 of this evening.
sorry, Steph, I'm having a coughing fit up here. I don't know what it is about tonight, but I keep coughing. Apologies. So, next up, race number 2. This is going to be set out by our pacers at 15-minute pace, so 3 minutes per K. Nice and easy. So, running you through the field from your inside out, from Notts AC, Matthew Williams. From Medway and Maidstone AC, Jack Bradley. Kent AC's athlete, Ollie Buck. Ben Chapman from Croydon. Callum Coleman from South Cheshire. Finley Cross from AFD. Rhys Doppy from the Stragglers. Tom Trayton from Hercules Wimbledon, local lad. Next up, we have Patrick Faulkner from Salford, Luke Gribbin from Oxford Uni, Elliot Manning from Sutton and District, Ed Hampton from Belgrave, Sam Harry, his stablemate, Sam Hughes, his unattached athlete, couple of athletes running out Belgrave. We've got Eddie Jodrell and Andrew Johnston. We also have Angus Lamb, local lad from Belgrave, Lucas Mansell from Kettering Town Harriers, Conor McNally, Belgrave favourite, Conor Morgan from Abingdon AC, Seb Patrick from Trafford, Arthur Peel from Belgrave, Nat Quigley from Marshall Milton Keynes, and Ollie Smith from Basingstoke and Mid-Hants.
There's a lot of guys in this race who will be going for that 15-minute barrier this evening.
Oh, we're not done yet, Steph. There's a lot more.
There's more.
From AFD, William Smith, Sam Somerville from Belgrave, Charlie Wood from Herne Hill, Paul Martinelletti from Victoria Park Harriers, Christopher Cole out of Sutton District, Simon Waterhouse and Harry Lawson from Belgrave, and Felix Vaughan from South London Harriers. 15-minute is the pace tonight, 3 minutes a K.
I don't think there's enough runners in this race.
Yeah, we pack them out here at comeback. But obviously it's such a popular event. It's, you know, got to get them in somehow. How are you feeling, Chris? Is that fun?
He's ignoring us.
He's ignoring us.
As he should.
As he should. As he should. Why wouldn't you? So some of the athletes in this race to talk about, Steph. We've got a lot of good personalities tonight, and that's one thing we like to do at comeback. We can talk about their athletic prowess and PBs and seasons of best and all that fun stuff, but we also like to talk about them as people, and sometimes we have some notes on our spreadsheet that they're worth talking about. For example, Paul Martinelletti, who's the fastest in the field on personal best. He's run 14:19. Now I'm not quite sure if he still is the holder I call this out every single year that I see him race, but he was the world record holder for the fastest marathon in the Spider-Man costume. In the same year, he beat Paula Radcliffe.
It's not a bad thing to have to your name, is it?
You don't get that from Para 10. So yeah, he's running tonight, which is brilliant. He's actually run 14:59 this season, the Vet 45, shall I add. But another athlete to look out for, Harry Lawson, Belgrave Harrier. He ran 15:37 this year at Friday Night Under the Lights, and his personal best dates back to Friday Night Under the Lights last year here at Battersea Park. He ran 14:49, so he knows Battersea Park very well. But these athletes are under the final orders, so we'll now shut up and let the officials do their job. And away we go, race number 2 of the Comeback 5000 2025, brought to you by Belgrave Harriers, Friday Night Under the Lights and Soar running. A much bigger field here in race number 2, and it's no other than Tom Butler, our pacer for this one, a fantastic athlete in his own right. Nickname is Dipper. Want to know why?
Go on.
So, short story is that at the end of each training rep or race, he dips. Just think about that in practicality. So he actually dips at the end of training reps.
Well, as long as he never loses in a race, then he's just practicing.
No,
Right? I've seen some big races lost on a dip, so
it's
not going to be him.
It's amazing. The form and the technique, it's impeccable.
He's got it finely tuned.
Not quite sure he'll do it tonight because he's not finishing the race, but I'm all for it if he did.
At 3K?
At 3K, just give it a big lick, like, yeah, I'm all about that. But yeah, Tom Butler out the front. Got a couple of paces in this one, in fact. Martin Alessi, our active leader there in the white, with the green and blue stripe across the chest of Victoria Park. We've got Sam Harry there in a sea of Belgrave Harriers in this one. As you say, many of the claret and gold in here. Oh, what a sight.
184 there's Arthur Peel. He's getting a huge amount of people coming on the live stream to watch him, so I hope you're all happy that we managed to get it up and running just in time for you guys to see your man.
Yeah, a few technical problems there, but good work, the team on the ground. They've got that stream sorted out for you back home so you can follow along, but the athletes go through 600 metres there, and at the moment it's Butler as pacer on the front and Martin Aletti in our active leader position. He's got a little bit of a gap there on the rest of the field. I don't know whether they're hesitant to get after it, or maybe Butler's taking this out a little bit ahead of 3-minute Ks. Obviously Martin Aletti, he's run 14:59 this year. He's probably going to want to go a little bit faster, so he's not surprised if he maybe is having a little word in Butler's ear and saying, go on lad, pick it up, 2:57s is good. Through 800 there. He does look honest. It does look fast up the front. And we'll get a bit of a better idea, Steph, when they come round for the first kilometre split.
Except I can't quite see the clock from here, so that might be quite difficult.
Yeah, we're relying on the stream actually for the clock. I always say that I'm going to start my own stopwatch and then I actually end up forgetting, but our stream's back up and running now, so they come down the home straight. They approach the first kilometre mark. 3 minutes is what Butler's been tasked with. I don't think he's going to be too far off. I think he's going to be pretty bang on. 57, 58. I've got that 2:59 for Butler, so they're just a second ahead up the front. Chase group probably 3:01, 3:02 for the main of the group, so they're a little bit off, but it's early days yet, Steph. We've still got 4K running.
It is indeed, and they look like they want to close it, so you never know. Over the next couple of laps, if they take their time and ease up there a little bit, we'll have one lovely long train again.
One thing that we do have at Comeback every year, Steph, is obviously so many club athletes turn out, and it's a lot of them wear their club vest, which is great. You know, we see the races these days, for example, like a podium 5K. Most people don't wear their club vest. A lot of people just wear, you know, whatever they're bought on vintage that week. But for this particular event, it's always a sea of club vests, and we do see a lot of the Surrey League runners as well, which is obviously the local cross-country league that Belgrave, Wimbledon, et al. Are all part of. Do you enjoy seeing the club vests being donned?
Absolutely. I don't think there's any better kit that you can wear in a race.
I have to agree, Steph. I think it's great seeing the club ethos pushed forward.
We've got a lovely train of 5 Belgrave up there. You can see them all in their claret and gold. Have you ever seen anything more beautiful?
It's like seeing the UAE team with Pogacar just sitting in behind Yates as they approach the final mountain stage, but we'll see whether any of those Belgrave athletes can get up on the podium of this one, because at the moment it's still Tom Butler, our pacer, on the front. Paul Martinelli, the fastest known marathoner ever to run in a Spider-Man outfit, until I'm proved wrong, as our active leader. He's wearing the white cap backwards, and at the moment in second, Chase Pack is headed up by an older shot of Farnham District athlete. We'll get a number check when they come around this time. But the next split that we're looking for, Steph, is 6 minutes for 2K, and we'll have that next time round.
Speaking of the Surrey League and our runners that are in it, I can see in this race we've got Eddie Jordal, and Eddie is, if I'm pretty sure I'm correct on this, would be the first man to score for the senior team that came through our junior setup. So showing that our club is, it's not just one that, you know, takes the seniors when they move to London for a job or finish university. We take runners from junior ranks all the way through, and Eddie's showing that out there on the track tonight.
We take them from everywhere. We take them from everywhere. All 4 corners of the planet, Belgrave. Belgrave, they're like Pitbull. Worldwide. So at the moment, we've got Paul Martinelli up the front, tucked in behind Tom Butler, the pacer, who's doing a stellar job. Further back in the field, our second place athlete at the moment, that's William Smith, 2:21 from Aldershot Farnham District, coached by Mick Woods, mentioned in the first race. Got 20 or so of his stable athletes running tonight. He's got a personal best, Smith, of 15:44, which was from a park run, but he put 15:15 on his entry. So he's clearly really backing himself as the athletes go through 2K there. 6 minutes, bang on. I think that's 5:59, 6 minutes for Martinelli. So right on 14:57, 14:58 pace at the moment. And the rest of the field slightly outside, but those gaps are starting to form and the moves are starting to be made there. Third place, that's Sam Somerville, Belgrave Harrier. He's a sub 15-minute performer at best. And at the moment, Steph, when you look at those Belgrave athletes, who for you is looking strong?
I think Sam looks great, actually, just pointed out, and behind him that's looking to close the gap is Angus, and then you've got Eddie, and then you've got Ed, and Ed actually just opened his season by breaking 2 for 800 for the first time, and I think he was do I just call it quits? Call it quits, enjoy summer, come back next year. But here he is, over 5K, and I have a bit of knowledge that these guys down here are all looking this summer to break that 15-minute barrier, so it'd be amazing to see if they could do it on the first race out, or how close can they get and how much have they got to take off for the next 3 months. We've got a good group of 4 here working together for that second place in the race at the moment. It's your Aldershot athlete, followed by 3 Belgravians, and then a bit of a gap back to the rest of the field.
So no change up the front, it's still Tom Butler, the pacer, doing a great job. Paul Martinelli tucked right in behind his slipstream, and it's William Smith from AFD heading up that little peloton of Belgrave athletes that does include Sam Somerville, we've spoken about him. Further back in the field, I can see Conor McNally in the white strip of Belgrave, because we do have 2 kits.
Of course we do.
The away strip, doing really well further back in the field, but at the moment, that chase group of 4, headed up by Somerville, they're now on the hunt, aren't they? They're really starting to chase down Martinelli, but with an athlete as experienced as Martinelli there, Steph, you know he's going to gauge it well. He's not going to use any energy needlessly. You know, he's not an athlete who's going to go out too fast. He's done too many laps of the track to do that, don't you think?
Absolutely. He looks smooth as butter out there.
So, Steph, talk me through this chase pack. Obviously, we've got William Smith from AFD and Sam Somerville on the front. Who are the other 2 Belgrave athletes that we should know about?
So then we've got Angus Lamb and then Eddie Jordan, who I've just told you a little bit about, coming through from Belgrave as a junior, and he's out here ready to crush the 5k, sticking in with the guys ahead of him. Angus, I think we also have a little bit of extra info on. He's just come back from a lovely 3-month sabbatical, so that can either make you the fittest you've ever been or make coming back to the track the most difficult it's ever been. But he's looking great out there this evening, so all going well.
You mentioned Eddie Jordell there. We've got a little note here that he's a triathlete at heart, loves to front run and blow up in the last K. I mean, that's a tag you never really want, is it? But he's hoping to try and break 15 minutes tonight, and really, if he can just stick with this group and they can start to bridge that gap up to Martinelli, that's where the 15-minute barrier is. It's almost like you watch the swimming on the TV and you see that world record line. That's what they need to be looking at and thinking, if I want 15 minutes, that's where I need to be. As if anything, Martinelli is not letting up, is he? He's right on Butler's heels. And that chase group,
it's just turned into 6.
Yeah, he has, yeah. It's gone from 4 to 6. Felix Vaughan has joined the party there on the back from South London Harriers, St Mary's alumni. He's just joined on the back, looking cruisy. We've got a Croydon athlete in there as well.
Angus is taking his turn at the front. So what's really lovely to see these guys doing is they're taking turns, aren't they? They're taking turns to try to close that gap up to the front. Can we get close? They're not giving up on that 15-minute barrier. They're trying to close themselves in, taking a lap and a half each.
We missed the 3k split there, but with 4 laps left to run, it's still Martinelli up the front with Butler as our pacer. Tom Butler doing a brilliant job. And now that chase group, just over the last 100 metres or 150 or so, has just started to split up. And now the key moves are being made. I can see Will Smith there from AFD right in the centre of the pack, covering the moves of Belgrave. But Martinelli is soon to have company, and we now have, with 3.5 laps left to run, we have a race on our hands, Steph.
We do indeed. We've got Angus Lamb up there, closing the gap. A sub-2 man himself from last summer. He's not given up yet, has he?
With a sub-2 800 metres in your legs, you've got to fancy that, that finishing kick, running sub-60 pace for 400 for a couple of laps is not messing about, and over a 5k, that's really going to tell. So it's now Butler on the front as pacer. Martinelli, our long-time leaders there. Angus Lamb in second. Eddie Jordell doing well to try and bridge that gap. Will Smith of Aldershot Farnham Districts there as well. Further back in the field to Ben Chapman of Croydon Harriers. He's run 15:20 at podium this February. Further back to Felix Vaughan, and it's now Sam Somerville, the Belgrave Harrier, who's just feeling the pinch a little bit. 3 laps left to run, 1,200 metres in this one.
And you've still got a pacer there to follow. It's not often you get taken around that far, but it looks like he might be ready to step to the side on this lap and let the race and go. Angus, there we go, you got a new leader for the first time in this race. Angus is just taking his spot behind the pacer. And we got a group of 4 up front.
Here we go, we come down to the last kilometre. So we want 12 minutes at 4k. That's 15-minute clip. I think they're going to be a little bit out at the moment. That's 12 minutes on the clock now. So let's see as they go through with 4k. Tom Butler, our pacer, on the front. I clocked that at about 12:06, 12:07, so they're a little bit out 15. They're really going to have to rally hard if they want a 14 on the clock, but at the moment, we have a new leader. It's Belgrave Harriers 1 and 2, Angus Lamb and Eddie Jordell. Don't rule out the youngster there in third of Aldershot. Will Smith's done a real smart race and covered all the moves. Paul Martinelli, the experienced vet 45, has been our long-time leader. He's now in trouble. He's now on the back of the group. And further back to the Croydon Harrier of Ben Chapman. But right now, it's looking like a race of 4 as we come down with Butler on the front. 800 metres left to run.
Tell you what, it's not often you see a pacer help the guys out this far into the race. You've got Angus sticking right on the back of him. And now we've got a gap.
This is Tom Butler-esque in his full glory. He'll do anything to help anyone, and he's doing that tonight. He's literally, he might as well win it from here. I think he'll revel in the fact that he's right out the front, but he's dragging Angus Lamb away from this field. Eddie Jordell there in second to come down with 600 metres to go. This is where Sam Stevens in race number 1. This is where he turned on the afterburners. So Tom Butler steps aside and says, go on lads, I've set it up nicely for you. So it's Angus Lamb out in front, the Belgrave Harrier. Second place, Eddie Jordell. He's got company in the youngster from Aldershot, Will Smith. Paul Martinelli back in 4th, and it's Chapman from Croydon in 5th. But into the home straight for the penultimate time. The track is lined with spectators here at the Millennium Arena. The Belgrave Harrier supporters come out in force as Angus Lamb, his hometown favourite, comes down to the line. 1 lap left to run, 400 metres, and he's just going clear.
Yeah, he's off. Heard the bell. And he is not going to give up that lead easily, is he? He's got a good, what, 30, 40 metres?
He's going to have to run something seriously fast to try and break 15 here, but he's having a real good go of it. 300 metres left to run. He's down the back straight. He's away and clear. Will Smith has made the pass on Jordell for second. So it's Will Smith of AFD in second, Eddie Jordell in third. And there's a nice battle for 4th and 5th between Chapman of Croydon and Martinelli of Victoria Park. But 200 metres left to run. 14.26, 14.27. He's going to have to rally around this final turn, but he's up the cadence, and there go the arms. He's driving the arms with 150 left to run. Millennium Arena, you're going to have to get behind him if he wants to break 15. It's Angus Lamb into the home straight for the final time. Watch the clock. He's going for that sub 15. It's going to be so close. He's going as hard as he can with 50 metres to go, and he raises it again. It's Angus Lamb for the win. Watch the clock. It's going to be so tight on the line. Oh, he's done it. 14.58 unofficially, Steph. He's broken the barrier.
We've got an AFD sandwich there between the two Belgrave.
Will Smith, brilliant effort there. 15.07 or so there for Will Smith from Aldershot and Farnham District. And Eddie Jordell comes through for third. That will be a new personal best for William Smith, the under-20 from AFD. Coach Woods will be happy with that. What a brilliant last kilometre in that race. Super, super kick from Angus Lamb. And I'm super chuffed that he's broke 15, but also that front group really battled well. Super race.
A couple of our athletes still out here. Getting well inside 16 minutes for 5K.
Don't mind me, Steph. I was just putting my order in with Steve Gardner for some food and drinks. So it'll be interesting to see what is delivered to us. But as this race concludes, that's 2 races down in the Comeback 5000 2025, brought to you by Belgrave Harriers, Friday Night Under the Lights, and our title sponsors for this year, Soar Running. Interestingly, Steph, this is the 5th year of Comeback. If we go back to year number 1, when we did it during COVID, when we weren't allowed spectators, you was only allowed registered coaches. I can't even remember the stipulations, but I recall along this top bend, along outside the fence here, we had hundreds of spectators that had come to watch the race, but Soar were actually the first ever sponsor, so it's really nice to see them come back in year 5.
It is indeed, and their kit is lush, so our pacers have done well. Helping us out is come back in Belgrave, who put the race on, but they get kitted out in a gorgeous pink and purple and white singlet out there this evening. Next race this evening is the first of 2 women's races. Or B race if you like, but in any other meet, this could be an A race. There's a lot of talent in this.
Yeah, it's absolutely stacked, Steph. You're right. I mean, comeback's grown over the years, but this is the first year I'll put myself out on a limb here and say that I don't think I've ever seen a women's B race this stacked.
Now, there's a whole host of women that have already broken 17. lot of it on the road, so they'll be looking to replicate those PBs on the track this evening. They've got a nice, not too warm, not too cold, still evening for it.
So we're going to bring you the results here of race number 1 of the Comeback 5000, brought to you by Soar Running. In 3rd place, it was the Bedford and County AC athlete Edward Whiting. He ran 15:38. Just ahead of him in 2nd was a long-time leader from Hercules Wimbledon, Andrew Merry, with 15:32. And your winner of the first race from City of Norwich, it was the fastest in the field. He ran 15:21. It was Samuel Stevens. And we'll bring you all of the results as they come, but you can find the results online at Open Track. And you can also watch this live as well on the Friday Night Under the Lights YouTube, along with our live chat. What's the live chat saying?
It's saying that my dad's got it on the telly back home.
Oh yeah, where's he watching from?
Oh, they'll be watching from Scotland.
Interesting. Hello. All right, Steph's dad. She's doing fantastically well. So they're just under the, just listen to the instructions there from the official. Final instructions. We've got Emily Lowry, one of our pacers, just making her way over. So once again, if you're inside the stadium tonight, we've got beers and food on tap. We've got Pilsner, IPA down there. We've also got stone-baked pizzas going on in the red truck in the middle of the home straight. And we've also got bratwurst, sausage, chicken gyros. You name it, we may have it. We may have it.
We probably do.
But we're going to roll out this start list for the next race. We're going to fly through this one because they are just minutes away. So from the inside out, opened her season with the 2:26.800 at Watford recently. Lucy Austin from Belgrave. Chloe Baker from Thames Valley Harriers. Nancy Bowley from Belgrave, joined by a stablemate in Emily Bradley. Hercules Wimbledon's Ruby Carter. Mimi Corden-Lloyd from Belgrave Harriers. Alex Gandy and Emily Goff, also from Belgrave Harriers. From Kent AC, Katie Good. From Belgrave, Laura Goodson. From Wirral AC, Isabel Hodder. Belgrave's own Georgia Holden. From Radley AC, Lottie James. Also from Belgrave AC, we have Orna McGinley. From Thames Hare and Hounds, Bethany Murray. From Beds and County AC, Lauren Nichols. A couple of athletes from Belgrave Harriers. We've got Penny Oliver, Lucy Peters. From Herne Hill, Bryony Proctor. Georgina Revelat, Clapham Chasers. Sarah Reisman from Belgrave. Kitty Shepherd Cross from Belgrave. And I'll finish the rest of this start list once this race gets underway. And we are away in the first of 2 women's races tonight at the Comeback 5000, brought to you by Belgrave Harriers, Friday Night Under the Lights and Soar Running. Millennium Arena for the first time tonight. Let's get behind our female athletes. So there's a few athletes there, Steph, that we missed off the start list just because obviously the athletes were ready to roll. To round off that start list, we've also got from Thames Valley Harriers, Lara Sterritt, Evie Warren running out of Guildford, Sarah Winston from Southampton, Karen Jiang from Belgrave, and Imogen Matthews from High Athletics Club. Alongside, we also have Oxford Uni's Zoe Neusterlein and Darja Notkova Hanley, the 18-minute runner, running out of Lewes AC. So, big field in this one. We have 2 pacers. Emily Lowry's your front pacer, and she'll be joined by Orna McKinley as the second pacer. And we have in here Steph. We've got to talk about her. I mean, we called her Lloyd. She was on comms last year.
I know when I let her down, I didn't get under that 17 minutes, did it? So I made a very stressful watch. So I'm hoping she does the reverse for us tonight.
Look,
It's a fun race.
this is where comms that comeback can get you. One year you're doing comms, the next you're in the race. The sky's the limit.
It's indeed.
I'm 5 years in and I'm yet to run this race. I'm gutted. I wish I was out there. I wouldn't want to be in this race though, because I'd be dropped straight away. I'd want to probably be in like the 11 a.m. race or park run, something like that.
Park run in the morning, come back in the evening. We've got Emily out here. She's taking it her women through 80-second laps. So it's 16:40 pace, which I think for the majority out here would be a great PB. I think we've only got a couple of women here that have run under 16:40 on the road.
Yeah, that's right, Steph. I've got on my sheet here, we're looking at about 320 a K that we're after. So Emily Lowry will be cruising at that one, but fastest in the field on paper, on personal bests, is Katie Good out of Kent AC. She's got 16:32 on her card. And 18:21 this season, so read into that what you will. But Ruby Carter, she's run 16:38 this year, so she's in fine form. But as you say, there's a sea of athletes inside 17 minutes, inside sort of 17:20 mark. Mimi Corden-Lloyd, obviously 16:52.
Emily Bradley actually ran 16:36 on the road at Friday Night Under the Lights last month. So it's not on when she entered here. She would have run that since entering. That actually, Friday Night Under the Lights, we are also obviously part of this evening. And they put on fabulous fast races out in Battersea Park. And I think there's a massive group of women out there whose PBs come from one of those races. So we had a lot of them down in April, getting after round about that 16:30, 16:40 mark, and Em was one to do that. So she'll be one to watch in this race. I think going for the win this evening.
Got some nice notes on here, Steph. I'm going to put these down to you that you put these in. But Lara Sterrett, the athlete out of Thames Valley Harriers, she hosts the Stride podcast in her stride. The first episode of India Weir, who is in tonight's Women's A race, is out. So if you're a keen podcast fan, maybe you like listening to running podcasts when you're out on your long runs, then go and listen to the Stride podcast and our very own Lara Sterrett, who's in this race.
She is indeed, and she actually ran a fabulous personal best over 3K. I think maybe her second race of the track season this year, to go not just under 10-minute barrier for the first time, but she absolutely smashed it with a 9:48. So she'll be out here looking to smash another personal best. I'm just looking to locate her. She should be in pale blue. I can see Chloe Baker from Thames Valley Harriers in that pale blue crop up here in the front pack. Cannot see her TVH teammate in the field.
Maybe she's hiding. Hopefully she makes herself known soon enough. But Emily Lowry doing a great job on the front. As they come down this time, 9 laps left to run. And it's 2:15 on the front at the moment in Belgrave colours. Kitty Shepherd Cross. She ran 17:30 on the road this year, Friday Night Under the Lights. As you know,
indeed.
Track's a different ball game, but so far so good. She's right up the front, tucked in behind Lowry.
I just gave her that kit on Tuesday evening, so it's fresh out the packet. Claret and gold. Maybe she's ready for a gold medal winning performance this evening, innit?
You're looking for credit, aren't you? You're looking. I'm not going to give it you, but straight out of the packet, creases and all. But that claret and gold, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely lovely. I absolutely love the Belgrave kit. It's beautiful. But also in that front pack, we've also got Lauren Nichols donning that. I don't know what colour you'd call that. Maybe a
lilac. Violet. It's like sweeties.
Yeah, I think you're right. But
the Adidas kit.
The Adidas kit. Yeah, we'll go with that one. But what's interesting is, and I noticed this going through the start list over the last couple of days, is that athletes enter sometimes not with their personal bests.
Yeah.
So, not like calling them out or anything. I'm not going to call an athlete out, but you do have to look at that and think, okay, what shape are you actually in? And you know, adjust your commentary accordingly. So Lauren Nichols, she's got a road personal best 16:57 at Friday night under the lights. She ran the Valencia 10K in 35:19, so some real engine in there. But she's put on her entry 16:40, so she is really gunning for a big one tonight. She's just off that front pack of 4 tucked in behind Emily Lowry.
Got Hercules Wimbledon up there, and then I think in the all black is Sarah Instone of, is it Southampton colours perhaps? Yeah, she's usually in the red and white of Southampton. Tonight she's gone for the all black kit, 249. She's got this year a road PB of 16:44, so at the moment she should be finding that pace quite comfortable. We've also got Hercules up there.
Oh, it's like a battle of the Surrey League, Belgrave and Hercules. But this little group of 4 are away. Lauren Nichols heading up that chase group. Mimi Corden-Lloyd in the second position of that chase group at the moment, looking smooth. But up front, it's still Kitty Shepherd-Cross there on the rail, joined by her stablemate, Emily Bradley. As you said, 16:36 this year, Friday night under the lights, and just a couple of athletes at the back of that front group, the Wimbledon's athlete, just chopping their stride slightly, jostling for positions. It's still early days in this one. There's still a lot of running left as we've ticked over 7 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, that's Ruby Carter in Hercules Wimbledon. She has the fastest season's best according to our list here, so she the one to put your hat on for the win.
Well, I wouldn't trust our lists. So also on the back there, the black singlet. Just going to get a number on that. I'll get that next time she comes around. But this group of 4 tucks in behind our pacer, Emily Lowry, are well away. And that chase group at the moment are just sitting. They're not making a charge yet. As we say, Lauren Nichols in that one, she's looking for around 16:40. Mimi Corden-Lloyd is in there as well. She's a sub-17-minute performer as well. 16:52 out of best, 16:53. But that's Lowry's job done for the night in this one. So it's now over to the athletes. This is where the race really gets underway. When the pacemaker steps aside, mentally it just changes. It just changes tempo. Everything changes. You know, you bank all your chips on the pacer and say, look, all I've got to do is focus on the back of them heels. But when they drop out, it's all over to the athletes. And sometimes that little bit of pressure can really make its way down to the legs. That's 2:49 in that group in the black singlet. That's Sarah Winston. We mentioned her. 16:44 on the roads this year. She runs out of Southampton, the vet 35. So at the moment up the front, we've got 2 Belgrave, 1 Wimbledon, 1 Southampton. 4 South clubs come down in here as they tick over 8:40 on the clock.
And then there's a good race in for that second pack. So what's that, 5th through 10th?
Yeah, there's a few in there, isn't there? Mimi's in there, Lauren Nichols in there as well, a couple of Belgrave.
I think the other Belgrave in there is Nancy Bowley. They're the other side of the track at the moment. Coming down the back straight, working together. There's a good pack of them. They'll be still on for inside that 17-minute mark, the second group.
It's still Emily Bradley on the front, isn't it, Steph? No change there. She's really taken this one by the reins. It's Bradley on the front. And it's Shepherd-Cross there, still in second. Winston in third on the outside, just running a little bit further. And the Wimbledon athlete on the inside, that's Ruby Carter. There's been no change in the order. And at the moment, I think we're just waiting for those last few laps for either the pace to drop or for someone to make a decisive move. But as you look at these front 4 athletes, Steph, is there anyone that's jumping out here as a potential favourite?
I'm gonna stick with my Bells. I can't bet against them, and I think yes, Emily Bradley's doing a lot of the work up the front there, but I would back her to bring it home. She, if I know anyone to be able to pace a 5K well, it's and she's been training well, and she's stringing it out a little bit. They're not so bunched as they were a lap ago. She's making them work for it. If they're gonna beat her, they're gonna have to go some. We've got a bit of a gap then off the front of that second pack now. It was a pack of 6. I think that's a Clapham Chaser. That's just given themselves a 20-metre lead maybe over the next 5.
I think that's Georgina Rebel, you know. She's just made a bit of clearance from that chase back, doing a bit of Yeah, a bit of a tricky, sticky situation at the moment, but she's got time to bring it back, I think.
Yeah, she's going for it. She's decided the pack's not too far away that I can't catch it. And she's left the next pack in her dust.
So that front group now, Steph, they come around this time. We are really into the business end of this race. It's still Bradley on the front. No change there. Ruby Carter still in there at Wimbledon. She's just sort of going under the radar at the back of the pack at the moment. Winston in the black singlet of Southampton, and of course the Belgrave Harriers as well, Shepherd Cross. There's no change in the order, but they've now got a bit of traffic, haven't they? They're catching the back markers. That means they're going to have to go into lane 2 or 3. Does that open the door for maybe a decisive move?
I don't know what these women are used to running around this track.
In lane 7 and 8.
In lane 7 and 8 on a Tuesday night. It's as busy as it gets when you come down here and you train in the heart of London. So they're more than used to taking people over. There's nothing alien to them in doing that on this track. And like that, they've cruised by a couple who are a lot behind, still at the front, looking strong.
Yeah, just starting to feel the pinch a little bit, I think, just at the back. And just as I say that, she just gets back on. Winston, the Southampton athlete, just led a couple of metres up to Ruby Carter, but she's right back on the slipstream as well. So single file, it's still Bradley on the front. Shepherd Cross there in second, Ruby Carter in the yellow of Wimbledon. She's looking dangerous to me, not to put any pressure on her or anything like that, but she's looking really strong. She's really gone under the radar, hasn't taken any of the lead, covered all the moves. And then in fourth in the black singlet of Southampton, that's Sarah Winston. As I say, she's run 16:44 this year on the race. She's really in and around that mark at the moment with 3 laps left to run, 12:42 on the clock.
Our second pack continues to split up. We've got, I think that's Evie Warren. She's 17-11 athlete this year. She's pulling another athlete away with her from the big of the second pack that we've got there then with Mimi and Nancy and Lauren all working together to not let them get too far ahead.
So down that back straight, we're going to approach the final K now, 4K mark, 1,000 metres left to run. It's Emily Bradley on the front, Kitty Shepherd Cross there for second as she just starts to take the lead, and it's Ruby Carter of Wimbledon just following the moves as they hit 4K. Let's have a look at the clock, about 13:24. So we are bang on the money, we're bang on 16:45 pace. That's the pace we were looking for tonight. So we're now down to a race of 3. Winston from Southampton, I think the day is done there for a podium. But up front now, a new leader is Shepherd Cross on the inside of the claret gold of Belgrave. Stablemate on her shoulder in Emily Bradley. But have a look there in the yellow of Wimbledon. Ruby Carter gone unnoticed the whole race. Not taking the lead once tonight. And they come down with 800 metres left to run. We've got, what, 2 minutes 40 left of running.
We had gave up her lead there for, I think, a max of about 200 metres. She's having absolutely none of it. She's going back to the front. And these girls are going to have to work hard if they're going to beat her.
Yeah, she's taking it back up, and it's Ruby Carter of Wimbledon who's followed the move into second, and it's now Shepherd Cross in Belgrave colours who's now being asked questions of the moment she's covering the moves. Down this back straight for the penultimate time, and on the outside, Ruby Carter of Wimbledon looks like she's chomping at the bit to take it up, but it's Emily Bradley on the rail holding her out. Shepherd Cross there in third is still in contention. Further back to Winston of Southampton, and it is the Clapham chaser there of Georgina Revel, who's run really well to try and bridge that gap, but 600 metres left to run, 14:44 on the clock, and for the first time tonight, the yellow of Hercules Wimbledon hits the front. Ruby Carter hits the front, and it's Shepherd Cross who's covering the move, and Emily Bradley just falls back to third. 500 metres left to run. So they come down this time, they'll hear the bell, that'll signify 400 metres, and the race is on. It's Carter from Shepherd Cross from Bradley, these 3. Further back to Winston, Revel there in 5th, and the rest of this race gallantly battling into this home straight for the second last time tonight, but the legs will be screaming. So there we go, 400 metres left to run. Ruby Carter starts to turn the screw and pick it up, and it's Shepherd Cross who's covering the move, and Emily Bradley just starting to falter slightly. Is this decisive? It's these 2 that are away. 300 metres left to run.
Well, you can't pick between them yet. Kitty's decided she's not going to sit in behind. We have a new leader on the back straight, 2:50 to go. Ruby Carter now in second as they overtake some of the back markers coming around with the last 200 metres of the race.
Here we go, the race is on, it's Shepherd Cross, she hits the front, she's got back markers to look at, but it's Ruby Carter at Wimbledon. She is not dead and buried yet. Emily Bradley in third place, but these two are away. 1:20 left to run. It's Belgrave versus Wimbledon. What a battle we've seen over the decades, and it's Carter down the outside for Wimbledon, and she goes clear from Shepherd Cross, and that move looks decisive. What a kick from the athlete there in the yellow at Wimbledon. She'll take the race, she'll take the win at comeback. Ruby Carter at Wimbledon, watch the clock, 16:35.
And a new PB to boot.
Shepherd Cross and Belgrave coming over for second.
Got a bunch of women here in the back straight that we're looking to break that 17-minute mark.
You're so right, Steph. So many of these athletes are going to be inside 17. What are we, 16:51 on the clock? They've got to rally hard, but we are being rewarded with so many personal bests. What a race that was, and what a kick from Ruby Carter.
That was superb. We've got Mimi down the home straight now, last 50 metres to go. It's well broken up now.
And our first beer of the night's just been delivered. So
isn't that lovely? I'll do this job more often.
Cheers. Cheers.
That's Chloe Baker, TVH, just crossed the line.
Oh, that's a lovely drop. Go and get yourself one of the cold ones down at the track side. We've got Pilsner, IPA, stone-baked pizzas. We have bratwurst sausages, chicken gyros. I feel like I'm working in a school canteen. Special today is steak no, we ain't got no steak and pie. Karen Zhang there battling well down the home straight with another athlete, the Belgrave Harrier. It's great to see so many club vests. I know we've said it before, Steph, but it's so good, I think.
Superb. Yeah, Karen with a ratty kick down that home straight. She trains a lot with Chris, who had an unbelievable kick in that first race, so you can see what they've been working on.
It must be contagious. I could do with a few of them.
Just entering the home straight now, we've got Bethany Murray of Thames Hare and Hounds. 80 metres to go. She actually raced the Greenbelt Relay with Thames Hare and Hounds last week, which they won. She won both her legs. She was first female in both legs she did on both days. So going from hills and long distance to a track 5k inside a week is quite impressive.
That takes some serious minerals, I think, to be able to do both. That's absolutely amazing. We've got, what, 3 more Belgrave Harriers as well?
We do indeed. It's Lucy Austin just entering the home straight now. And then we've got Sarah Reisman, who actually just ran a PB of 2:56, I believe, at London. So we've gone from another long fight. We've got a few that have done London Marathon, a few big PBs to boot, but she's just been overtaken there by Laura Goodson, who's more of a short distance gal herself. Just outside the 19-minute mark, finishing in the sun.
Absolute scenes on toast. So that rounds off our first of 2 women's races this evening. We're going to call that the women's B race, but in terms of the actual race, it was very elite.
It was superb. Well done, ladies.
Too right. Well done, and Ruby Carter, well done to you. Superb win there from the Wimbledon athlete as well. Kitty Shepherd Cross, fantastic result there for second. I'm just going to have a look at Shepherd Cross's personal best. I've got a oh yeah, massive PB, Steph.
Yeah, you know why that is? First time out in claret and gold.
New kit.
Makes you run faster.
That's it. New kit from Steph dropped. When did you drop that off?
Tuesday evening. Anyone out there that wants to run for Belgrave, hit us up.
Yeah, we can't always guarantee a personal best, but if anything's to go by Kitty's race tonight, fresh kit, the race week does wonders for your personal best, because she's taken what, best part of what, 40 seconds, 45 seconds off the PB there?
Yeah, it's a superb run for second.
So, next up, we've got race number 4 tonight. This is the men's D race. This is going to be paced at 2:57 a kilometre, so that's going to bring them home in 14 minutes 45. In this one, we've got some really interested athletes. We'll run through the start list in just a second, but we've got James Turner. I actually misquoted it earlier and said that he was someone else, so ignore that. But he's the Alison Benton's athlete. He's part of the Soar racing team. and he's represented Great Britain at the 100k World Champs. He ran 15:14 recently at the Sussex Counties this month. We've also got fastest in the field on personal best is Tom Foster out of Guildford, coached by Andy Maud. He ran his personal best at comeback this year. Comeback last year. He was second exactly a year ago. So we'll run through the start list for you. So from the inside out, from Blackheath and Bromley, Miles Brown, Oliver Bushdari from Woodford and Green, Ben Coughlin from Belgrave, Thomas Claridge from Tonbridge, Tom Foster, Guildford athlete as we mentioned, Hugo Fry from Belgrave, Sam Goodchild from Cornwall, Andrew Green from Brighton and Hove, Luca Hamlin from AFD, Fred Harris from Poole AC, Peter Hart and Stephen Phillips athletes from Southampton, Dominic Howarth from Victoria Park, Matthew James from Southampton, Andreas Keel, the unattached athlete, Max Kelly from Western Tempo, and Archie Marshall from St Albans AC. So a good field in this one, Steph, and we're looking at 2:57 a K. We've also got from Belgrave, Rian Macaulay, Adam Milbury from Victoria Park, George Morris, the AFD athlete, joined by Jacob Pearce, Emils Matthias Reinfields, Alexander Rowe from Thames Valley, Larry Ryan from Belgrave, and Connor Charisse from Woking AC. And they're now under the starters' orders. So we are away in race number 4, the Comeback 5000, brought to you by Belgrave Harriers. Friday night under the lights, and Soar running in this one. We have Joe Wigfield, fresh off a 3:37, 1500. I think he was in Austria just a couple of nights ago. And Tom Butler has come back for a second pacing job of the evening. And we want 2:57 a kilometre. That'll bring him through in 14:45. A couple of athletes that we missed off the start list, we'll run through them during this race. But as I say, fastest on personal best, Steph, there's Tom Foster. He's run 14, actually no, apologies, I'm going to correct myself. We've got the German athlete, Andreas Keel. He's run 14:27. I did a little bit of research on him earlier. I couldn't quite find that result, but I'm going to take it for gospel.
Yeah, Tom Foster looks like he might be the fastest this year so far.
Yep, 14:50.
Second at comeback last year.
Yep,
13 months ago.
I remember commentating on that race, and yeah, he ran a fantastic race. And you can see him right in, just after halfway in this one in the green singlet at Guildford, coached by Andy Maud, a prominent figure in the Surrey League and a thorn in many of the Belgrave Harriers side. But at the moment, up the front, we've got Thames Valley Harriers. We've also got bib number 198. That's Emils Matthias Reinfields, the Latvian athlete. Tried to do a little bit of research on that athlete there. It's always difficult when you get athletes coming across from Europe because they don't have power 10 in Latvia. But he's run 8:39 for the 3000 last year. That's about as much as I could find, and he's sat in second there, donning almost David Luiz Brazilian centre half haircut-esque. That's a great lock of hair, that. Beautiful.
Superb hair and superb shorts.
Yeah, hair and
He's giving
shorts.
Henry Hart a run for his money with some wild shorts out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're giving Henry Hart a run for his money when it comes to wardrobe, I think you're a special individual. But through 800 there, Joe Woodfield doing a great job on the front. What's that, 2:20? So 70 seconds, 71 maybe through that second 400. But at the moment, it's Thames Valley Harriers on the front. That's bib number 209. That's Alexander Rowe. His personal best of 15:08. That dates back to the road in 2022, so it's been a little while since he set a personal best, but he's well ahead of that mark at the moment, operating well inside 15:22. And Steph, a lot of these athletes, as we said in the earlier part of the evening, a lot of these athletes play personal best stand on the road, and you know, with the new technology in the shoes and how fast a lot of the road races are now, especially around this part back, you know, how do you think that translates to the track? Do you see it as easily transferable, or do you see it as two completely different events?
I think they're completely different. I think until you get up to really close to the world-class standard, when they're just running paces that I can't quite comprehend, then it's actually easier and faster to run on the road. You get so much back from the shoes. So I actually think 5K in the track's harder. That might just tell you that I'm slow. But it's a completely different event. It's raced differently. It's paced differently. And this is the first race, I think, this evening that we've not had it split up into groups early on. We've got every single one of our athletes in a train within about 40 metres.
Yeah, you're right, Steph. It's really good to see, and I think that really speaks volume of the job being done by Wigfield up the front and Tom Butler further back in the field as our second pacer. It's clearly an honest pace as they go through there. 4:08, 4:09 on the clock, 9 laps left to run. And at the moment, it's still Alexander Rowe, the Thames Valley Harrier, in the sky blue on the front.
Who have you got for the win this evening in this race, Lloyd?
Oh, it's early. It's early days, Steph.
Well, Larry, one of our Belgravians in there, is right in the middle of attack. He's got a cracking tan, just back from a bit of training in Portugal. Has
Costa del Algarve, was it?
Absolutely, yeah. There's a couple of them out there. Actually, just in his shoulder is Ben Coughlin, one of our Irish contingent. He was also out there. Less of a tan, I suppose that's the Irish in him. But my inside info from the lads team, the Belgrave's Owen, tells me that Larry's previously said he would beat anyone in a fight in a 5K. So he's in the middle of the pack now. Has he got a win in him?
Really don't quite know what to say about that. He would win in a fight or a 5K against anyone. That's a big statement either way.
Is there a difference?
Yeah, big difference. I mean, historically speaking, we won't go into it too much, but we actually did have a fight once at Comeback in the spectators, and someone involved might be watching, but that was fun. Right underneath for the commentary gantry, actually, and it was actually at the crux of the race. It was all going on. There was fights, there was kicks on the track. It was amazing. Yes. It was biblical.
Well, if you don't want to watch running and you want to watch a bit of boxing instead, come down to Battersea Park.
Yeah.
You might get lucky.
Yeah, why not? But you asked me there, Steph, who do I fancy for this race? You know, when you asked me a lap or so ago, it looked a lot different than it does now, but I can't not back Tom Foster. He was second here last year for his personal best, 14:41, and you see there, he's just covering moves. He's such a smart racer. He's got so much experience. He knows this track well. He knows the London running scene well. He's done the Surrey Leagues. He's got the strength in his legs. Do you know what I mean? He's got that sort of, you know, skill set, that toolkit that you need to run a solid 5,000 on the track. So I'm really backing Tom Foster there in the green singlet at Guildford. He's coached by Andy Maud. They'll have a strong setup going in that part of the country. But at the moment, it's the Latvian athlete. It's right and tucked in behind Wigfield, who's making my prediction look silly. But Ryan Fields from Latvia, as I say, I only found one performance really of note on his World Athletics profile, 8:39 over the 3,000, which is strong, but
Yes, indeed.
you know, they're going to be going through this race at about 8:50, so you know, maybe there's a few results from Latvian athletics that we haven't got access to.
We've also got Larry there, so it's split up for a second. We had two up with the pacer, and then the rest of the field, and Larry's decided I'm having absolutely none of that. And within 300 metres, he's closed the gap. But whilst he's done that, our pacer and our leader have opened a gap. So does he sit now behind our Aldershot athlete, or does he go beyond it and try closing on the lead?
182, that's Jacob Pearce, the under-20 from Aldershot Farnham District. Now, I found his personal best from last year at 15.42. He ran that at Wimbledon, but he put on his entry 15 flat. So he's clearly backing himself going into this one tonight. He's probably done a big old winter under Woodsy, Nick Woods there in Old Shot Farm District Stable. And he's clearly really confident because he's sitting in second at the moment. But Wigfield, our pacer, out in front, doing a great job. Clocking off the 257s. That's going to bring these round in 14.45. And at the moment, it's the Latvian Emils Reinfelds. He's the only one that can stick with it. Further back in second is Jacob Pearce from AFD. And then there's the big chase pack. That's being headed up by Tom Foster in the green singlet. And it's also in that second pack as well. You've got James Turner in the Soar singlet, part of the Soar racing team. Represented GB in the 100k World Champs. And what a step down this is. And now that chase pack is a group of, what, 3, 6, 7 athletes. So 7 are on the hunt. And in just a few laps time, Steph, Joe Woodfield will step aside. And it'll be Rainfields to win or lose, and he's going to have a lot of distance between him and the chase pack, and there's going to be a little bit of pressure on them shoulders.
He is indeed. He's coming up to 5 laps to go. 2k left of running on his own.
Yeah, 3k. We want 8.51, Steph. Here we go. 8.50, 8.51. Joe Wigfield. Oh, what a metronome. Knows what he's doing, that lad. 8.51 on the money. Chase group about 4 seconds behind. But they are now on the hunt, and it's Reinfelds, the young Latvian, the under 20. He's 18 years old, and he's out in front at comeback. And he's got everyone here in attendance, and every Z-list influencer watching beyond. Maybe he's going to hold on.
He might. Although it does look like our men in second and third there, Larry and...
That's the Woodford Green athlete. Let me get a name on that one. That's Oliver Bushdari. He's 14.49 runner. He ran that in Armagh in February on the roads in Ireland.
Their cadence is picked up. They're going for it. They haven't given up on the win yet.
I made a note here, Steph, this afternoon about Bushdari from Woodford. He ran 14.49 in Armagh in February, obviously on the roads. And his track personal best goes back to 2022 when he ran 15.20. And I put a note here and it says big PB due on the track. And he's really, you know, he's gone unnoticed for about 3k, and he's now in second, and he's bridging that gap up to the young Latvian of Reinfelds. So
it's closing.
It's closing every 100 metres or so. He's taking a couple of strides out, but the Belgrave in third's looking strong.
He is indeed. Let's hope he's winning a race and not a fight tonight.
Yeah, no.
It's Larry Ryan in third.
No scrapping, Larry, but obviously he's run 14.38 here on the roads, though, Ryan. So, you know, he's well at home at this clip. But as you said earlier in the race, track and road, it's different gravy. It's a completely different setup now with the technology, the way the shoes have gone. Not to quote Tim Hutchins, but everything's changed. But this race is really starting to get interesting, Steph, because it was Reinfelds out in front by 20 metres or so. And now it's Oliver Bushdari, takes the lead for the first time. Larry Ryan follows, but look, there's my pick. Tom Foster of Guildford covering every move. In the green of Guildford there. Just needs to get on that front three. James Turner in the Soar singlet. The 100-kilometre runner, I'll have you know, is right there. And we are now getting into the business end. We've got a right race on, haven't we?
We have indeed. Went from one out front. A race of 3, and it looks like we've now got 5 guys. You could throw a blanket over at the front there.
So it's Bushdari on the front, Ryan of Belgrave in second, Reinfelds the Latvian under 20, the 18-year-old there in third, Tom Foster, the experienced head from Guildford, and James Turner, the Great Britain rep, over 100 kilometres. Does it all, this man. He's the Sussex County champion of late, 15.14, he took the win there, and he's now here at comeback. His coach, Alison Benton, would have given him strict instructions. Don't do anything silly. You're an ultraman. Take the shortest route and cover all the moves. What a performance this is from James Turner from the Soar racing team. But up the front, it's Larry Ryan. He's taken the lead for the first time. He's starting to stretch the field. It's Bushdari there in second, trying to cover it. Tom Foster making it look smooth in third.
He doesn't want to let too many people have a shot at the win against him, so just like that, Larry's put in a bit of a surge and we've broken up again.
They come down this time, 2 laps left to run, just inside half a mile, 800 metres of this iconic track, and it's Larry Ryan from Belgrave, the home club hero on the front, but he's got Bustari from Woodford Green on his shoulder. The man has made the trip from Essex. As I said, he's due a big one on the track. He ran his personal best in Armagh in February of 14:49, and here he is, right on the shoulder there of Larry Ryan, and he makes the pass, and it's Bustari now back into the lead. So down they come with 600 metres left to run. It's Bustari in first, Larry Ryan there in second, Tom Foster in third, James Turner, the Ultraman, right there in fourth. There's a bit of a gap between Foster and Ryan, but it's going to be a right battle over this last lap, Steph.
It is indeed. We've got 500 metres to go. You can hear the shouts down on that home straight, and Larry's not giving an inch for the win. He's holding on.
He said before the race he'll beat anyone in a 5k or a fight. Well, you're in a bit of both, mate. You're in a 5k, but you've got a fight on your hands, because Bustari, the Woodford lad, is really turning the screw and taking it to you. So through they go with 1 lap left to run. It's Oliver Bustari, the Woodford man, in the iconic loops, green and white of Woodford Green and Essex Ladies out in front. Belgrave Harrier, Larry Ryan in second. There's nothing between them. You can throw a blanket over the two of them, but these two are away. Back in third is Tom Foster from Guildford in the green, James Turner in the Soar singlet in fourth. But up the front, this is where the business is happening. 250 metres left to run. It's Bustari from Woodford, Larry Ryan there in second, 200 metres left to run. This is where it's going to be won and lost. Final kicks being prepared. Who's going to go first? Is it Bustari? Is it Larry Ryan? Ryan pulls out onto the shoulder. Is he going to make the pass? 150 left to run, and he's gone for it. Bustari's holding him out. 100 left to run. They're into the home straight. It's Bustari on the rail. Larry Ryan down the outside. Neck and neck in this one. Woodford versus Belgrave. It's going to be a photo on the line. Bustari takes it. Larry Ryan for second. 14:47 for the win. It's Tom Foster for third. James Turner comes through for fourth. All inside 15.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
God, they come thick and fast over the finish line now. Many a man now on that home straight.
That final 200, wow, they were just neck
It was
and
a
neck.
fight.
It was literally a scrap, wasn't it? 1 minute, Larry Ryan was a neck in front. Then Bustari said, nah, I'm not giving up the rail. Do you think over that final sort of 200 around the turn, do you reckon just having that inside line was the difference maker, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. I thought home advantage might get you over the line first there, but I'm proven wrong. Just coming down the home straight now, we've got George Morris of EFD. I believe he does a lot of athletes testing over at St Mary's campus. Helps keep a lot of the people you see race tonight fit and chasing their PBs, and he's out here doing it himself. Superb. Our last athletes cross the line now, asking for some cheers from the crowd. Give him a little bit of something extra to get him across. Wow, that's us, halfway through the night of comeback. 4 races down, 4 to go.
I know, it's almost going too quickly. It always flies by and then it's gone and then that's it for another year. But so far so good. There's good numbers inside the stadium here at the Millennium Arena. We've got beers on tap, we've got Pilsner and IPAs down there. We have food for you as well. We have stone-baked pizzas, we have bratwurst sausages, chicken gyros, some halloumi and falafels being flown around as well. And all of this as well can be watched live on the Friday Night on the Lights YouTube channel. We've got the live chat going on as well. What are the viewers? How many viewers are we on? We are on 689 viewers. That's not bad, that, eh?
699.
That's not too bad, is it?
It's not indeed.
It's not too bad,
We're
really.
doing well.
It's okay. What's the chat saying?
A lot of Up the Park.
Up the park.
I don't know what club that is.
Yeah, not sure actually, but anyway, on screen we've got the results there for your first women's race of the evening. In third place was the Belgrave Harriers, Emily Bradley in 16:47. In second was Kitty Shepherd-Cross, also from Belgrave in 16:38, and taking the win in 16:36 out of Hercules Wimbledon AC was Ruby Carter with a fine kick down the home straight. So, should we see who we can spot in the crowd, Steph? There's a few individuals I'm sure we'll know. Who we got? My eyesight's not too good. I saw Jerry Sun earlier, the photographer extraordinaire. He'll be somewhere, fiddling around with his ISO and shutter speed. I saw Connor Whelan. He was here.
Another man behind the camera.
Another man behind the
Charlie
camera.
McCarthy's here.
Charlie McCarthy. Yeah, he loves a photo, doesn't he? He loves a video.
They've got to be doing another video this evening, right?
Yeah, he loves a video, doesn't he? Loves a video,
Team
Charlie.
Macau are putting them out like there's no tomorrow at the moment.
I know. Team Macau are flying at the moment on the YouTube stuff. They've got a few of their runners tonight. Well, they've got Rory's pacing tonight.
He is indeed. It's pacing Callum.
Callum Elson, of course, in the men's elite race. That'll be good. Andy Hogdell, coach. He's got a few runners running tonight. He's got, as we mentioned, and he's also got Oscar Bell.
He does indeed.
Brett Rushman's running as well. I've seen his name pop up a few times this over the winter. Rushman absolutely flying over the winter, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do tonight. But next up, we are back over that top bend for more 5,000 metre action. So this is race number 5. We're going to be pacing this at 14:35. So I'm going to read my start list out from my screen. We'll roll this one out quickly because they're nearly ready. So from Tonbridge AC, Isaac Arnott. From Southampton University, Jacob Atwell. From Victoria Park, Richard Bartram. The Herne Hill Harrier, Harry Bell. From Tonbridge AC, Cameron Chambers. From Aldershot Farnham District, Callum Charleston. From Brighton and Phoenix, Ravi Clark. From Chelmsford AC, Ben Felton. From Brighton Phoenix, Matt Geddes. From Harrow AC, Chris Hudson. Herne Hill Harrier, Lewis Laley. From Holland Sports AC, Christian Lee. From Victoria Park Harriers, Sebastian Lewis. A couple of Cambridge and College athletes in Isaac Morgan and Matthew Morgan. Next up we have Max Parker at Tonbridge AC, Ben Pearce. John Pepin from Southern AC. From Wigan and District, Joseph Rees-Gara. And the AFD athlete Thomas Renshaw, Morgan Roberts, Patrick Roddy and Caleb Stevenson rounds off this one. Away we go in race number 5 of the evening. This is the Comeback 5,000 brought to you by Belgrave Harriers. Friday night in the lights and Soar running. Solid field in this one, Steph. Paced by Henry Hart, who we saw earlier in the first race of the evening. But up the front early doors, it's Herne Hill Harriers' Morgan Roberts. It was his birthday this week, him and his twin brother. So I hope he's not nursing a hangover for this one. He's had a good solid winter over the half marathon and the 10k on the roads. But in this one, we are looking for 2:55 a k, and that'll bring these lads home in 14:35.
Looks like a lot of them wanting to get on that pace. We're out in lane 3, I think, coming round the second bend. But Henry Hart pacing again. He'll do a cracking job. And he'll string these guys out until they're in a lovely train for coming up to 11.5 laps to go. I think this might be the only race without any Belgrave Harriers in it, so I'm going to have to pick a win from a different club. Not sure how I feel about it.
Sorry, Steph, I was just tucking into the beautiful stoneback pizza that we have on offer here at Battersea Park. It's amazing. So, Henry Hart at the front. Morgan Roberts there in the black and red of Herne Hill. You'd have seen that many and many a time racing down here or at Surrey League Cross Country. Athlete to look out for. Fastest on the field, in the field is Callum Charleston, 14:31 on his card. He's had a couple of local road races recently just to spin the legs. He's raced, come back a few times actually, a couple of times before, so he knows the track well, he knows the event well. He's in good shape. He's going to really want to push that envelope tonight on that 14:30, 14:35 mark. So at the moment, we're all sort of single file, more or less, which is a good sign in a 5,000 metres race. It means that the lads are honest. It means that the pace is doing a good job and they can just tick the laps off as they come around 800 metres into the race. And it's still Morgan Roberts on the front. I can see Callum Charleston there, the tall figure in the old shot final in the district, the iconic red, white and green there, as we've seen over decades at national road relays, national cross-country relays. You can see the two brothers there, the Morgan brothers from Cambridge and Coleridge.
There's a lot of love in the chat for a man in second at the moment. Caleb Stevenson, another AFC athlete, however not in the red of his club.
Caleb Stevenson, yeah, actually originally ran for a club called Louth AC, which is a club in the east of England, near Lincoln. I used to run in Louth when I was about 10 years old, and there's not a lot going on up there other than fields and hills and cross country. So he now runs for AFD, but he would have been running over those muddy fields as a junior, that's for sure. And he's coming into this race with a big PB in Armagh, 14:36. He ran there in February this year. Also got Ben Felton in this race. Runs out of Chelmsford AC. He's running there in the Soar singlet, almost sort of rainbow colours, sort of tie-dye vibes going on. It's a beautiful singlet.
Yes, indeed, I like one of those myself.
Hint, hint, if you're listening, Soar team. If we could go, yeah, ladies' cut just up here in the commentary ground, Chief. But Ben is a great runner in his own right. Ran London Marathon recently. He's known for his YouTube channel. Ben is running. He's not got a camera on his head. No camera on his head.
He doesn't.
Sometimes on
taking it seriously this evening.
Yeah, sometimes in the old road races, you see the YouTubers have a camera fixed onto their heads or their hats, but not in the track race. I'd like to see that in the track race. That would be quite a good POV, don't you think?
You think so?
Yeah, I think it'd be something that I've never seen before.
That's the joy of 400 metres. You can see them the whole way round.
Yeah, true. I meant for like people that aren't here. Obviously, I can see them. I get that. That's fair. But this race is stringing out nicely. It's still single file. Henry Hart still on the front. As we say, we want 2:55. Okay. And that'll bring these athletes through in 14:35. It's a great support down here at Battersea tonight. Some big numbers inside. Honestly, I don't believe people are here, but year on year, this event just grows and grows. Big shout out to Steve Gardner and the Belgrave team. Also, Node and the Friday Night Under the Lights team as well for helping get this off the ground. Massive thank you to our sponsors, Soar Running, for the financial backing to make this a reality. Obviously, me and you, Steph, we are loosely part of the organising committee, and it's money, isn't it? It's always money to get these things going. If you've got coin and you've got ideas, you're laughing. If you've got ideas and no coin, it's not happening.
No, you're crying.
You're crying.
So right tucked in behind Henry, we've got a Herne Hill athlete. I believe that's Harry Bell. He's got his eyes fixed on the back of a pacemaker, letting him do the work for as long as he will. And he's leading the train.
Callum Charleston there, tall figure. I spoke about him earlier. In AFD, he's made his way up to the front of the pack. He was a little bit further back a kilometre or so ago, but he's now active third, just tucked in behind a couple of athletes.
Yep, right ahead of him there's Jacob Atwell.
Another athlete to talk about is Ravi Clark, runs out of Brighton Phoenix, coached by Joel Kidger. Got a great stable up that part, down in that part, should I say, that part of the country. He's done really well this season, actually. He's run a personal best over the 1500 this month. He ran 3:58. His personal best on paper is 15:36, but he put 14:40 on the entry, so he's clearly in some shape if he's running 1500 metre PBs and putting a big time there on the entry. So one to watch, that's for certain. He's bib number 37. For this front group, Steph started to get away a little bit. We mentioned Ben Felton earlier on. He's in that chase pack, just second in that chase pack. But they're about 6 or 7 metres adrift at the moment in this front pace.
Ben's having none of it though. He's gone to the front of that second pack and he is swiftly closing the gap.
Do you reckon he heard us?
I think he might have, yeah.
He thought, no,
Not today.
Not today. Shut up, Lloyd. I'll show you. I'll show you.
100 metres later, the gap's gone.
That's it, Ben. Cover the moves. Oh, I can't coach from up here, can I? So Henry Hart doing a brilliant job up the front. At the moment, that's Harry Bell. Runs out of Herne Hill, the 19-year-old from Herne Hill Harriers. He ran a personal best on the roads of 14:44 at Bristol Track Club in April. I was emceeing that one. He ran very strongly that day. He's got like, he's got about 10 or 12 athletes right in behind him. There's a long way to go in this one. I can also see Patrick Roddy there coming down our home straight. Runs out Cottage. I won't read the note on that one, Steph. I'll let you read that one if you like. It's worth it. It's worth
Who wrote
it.
that?
Nah, I'll leave that one. Anyway. Okay, I can't leave it. He was famous.
Lloyd has outkicked him in the
I
past.
have outkicked him in the
in a Surrey League.
Yeah,
And,
sorry, lad. But he
never
did.
been the same runner since.
Well, no, that's a lie. Actually, I'll contradict my statement because he was the winner of the Lincoln 10K this year, 30-13. That's a fast race as well, Lincoln 10K. It's always stacked from those boys up in Lincoln. Caleb Stevenson, we spoke about him. He's PB Narmar, 14:36. He's one to watch in this one. Bib number 8, Richard Bartram, Victoria Park Harrier. He's run 3:50 for the 1500 last season.
Very nice. A lot of love for Vicky Park on the chat. A North London club.
They'll be loving it. They're always on the chat for comeback, those boys.
Venturing south of the river to give comeback 5K, right? Good goal.
That's it, they've come into bandit country for tonight's race. But Bartram, he ran his personal best at comeback last year. He was 6th at this event just 12 months ago. And I think having a little bit of that race experience with the event, it's worth a couple of seconds. I think it's really important.
Absolutely. We've got a change in lead by the looks of it out front there.
I think that's one of the Morgan brothers. It's Matthew Morgan from Cambridge and Coleridge, coached by Richard Park, the 19-year-old. He ran his personal best, 14:41 at Bucks at the British University Champs. His road PB dates back to April, where he ran at the Bristol Track Club. He put 14:35 down on his entry, so he's right in and around this mark. But at the moment, Henry Hart has now done his job. He's dropped out. And Callum Charleston, in the Aldershot Farnham District Vest, hits the front for the first time. 4 laps left to run, just inside a mile. This is really the point of a 5,000 where you're either going to have a good day or you're going to have a bad day. And Callum Charleston at the moment is looking like he's having a good day. And just as I say that, 2 or 3 athletes go past
They
him.
have indeed.
That's comeback.
They've got their university vests on, I believe, out in front. I think that's Southampton University. It is Jacob Atwell and
I think that might be John Pepin. I'll get a bib number for you, Steph.
Is it 104? I think it's Chris Hudson. He's
Yeah,
down
you're
here
right.
that he runs for Harrow.
Yeah,
but
that's
he was
Chris Hudson.
4th in the Bucks B race. And he's gone under 2 for 8 this year and 4 for 15. So
yeah, that's one of the Stephen Phillips athletes. Stephen Phillips coach there down in Southampton. He's got a couple of his athletes in this one, and they're right up there, 1 and 2. So yes, that's right. That's Chris Hudson and Jacob Atwell on the front, and they've actually dropped the group, and there's only one athlete that's covered it, and it's Callum Charleston, the AFD runner. He's covered the moves, and now he just takes a sit. He's got another pacemaker, another pacer to just set that tempo. 1,200 metres left to run, and that chase group that includes Harry Bell, Morgan Roberts. That's also 225 Caleb Stevenson there, the fair-haired athlete in the red singlet. He heads up that chase pack, but at the moment it's the Southampton boys taking it to Callum Charleston, and these 3 looking to get away.
yeah, I love a club vest, but I also love seeing you wear your university colours with pride.
Callum will be well used to this.
Split now.
Yeah, he'll be used to running against these university runners, Steph, with the Bucks cross country. Many a year really running those teams for St Mary's against these boys. So
3 becomes 2.
yeah, 3 is down to 2, and this is the beauty of 5,000 metre racing. It can get real tasty and real tiring very quickly. And just as we say that, up the front, It's now bib number 5, Jacob Atwell. He's run 14:37, PB on the road from the Podium Festival in March this year. This month he ran 14:59 at the Bucks Champs, but it's a championship, so sometimes times can be a little bit off. But it's Callum Charleston, fastest in the field on paper, 14:31 on his shoulder. 2 laps left to run, 800 metres left to running. What's the chat saying, Steph? Who we got? A lot of support.
We've got both sides of Southampton Uni. We've got some lovers and some haters in the chat. So if Jacob can hear us, do your supporters proud out there. He's holding on to the win as is.
We got some funny comments in this live chat. We got one here, says Caleb Stevenson. I mean, you spelt dominance wrong, but he spelt it dominance. I love that. That's
yeah,
clever,
we got a lot calling him the Don.
Clever little play on words there. But this race is getting tasty because Morgan Roberts, who's in 3rd at the moment, he's really trying to bridge that gap up to Charleston and Atwell, who are working hard. Charleston's just taking a sit, trying to ride off the energy of the leader there, not trying to do any of the work. We've also got Victoria Park Harrier, that's Richard Bartram. We mentioned him earlier on. He's run 350 for the 1500 last year, so he's got some serious wheels in those legs if he needs to use them. But if he's going to use them, he's got to start doing it soon, because we're coming down to the bell. It's Jacob Atwell, the Southampton athlete, on the front. Older shot fighter in the districts, Callum Charleston, right on his shoulder. And away he goes. Charleston makes the move. He's gone early. 360 metres to go, and he's 5 metres clear, 6 metres clear. Away he goes, the AFD man. He's raced comeback before. He knows what he's doing. And down this back straight, he is trying to take his first ever win at comeback. He's into a different postcode. His cadence is absolutely flying. 220 metres to go. It's all yours, Callum. He's got to bring it home. 200 left to run. 14 minutes on the clock. He's going to have to rally very hard for a personal best. 14:31 is the mark he'll be chasing. It's Charleston against the field, and it's Charleston against the clock. Into the home straight. What a performance from Callum Charleston. Stick this one in the vault, mate. You'll look back at this one with pride. It's Charleston for the win. He's absolutely destroyed the field over the final 250. Charleston takes the win here at Comeback 5000, and he is right inside that personal best. 14:30 for a new PB. It's Richard Bartram there from Vicky Parker for 2nd. Jacob Atwell, who led out the final K, will come through for 3rd. And Morgan Roberts and Caleb Stevenson battling for 4th and 5th. But Charleston takes the honours.
He made it look easy.
That's a great run from Charleston. Callum Charleston will be buzzing with that as the rest of this field round these final bends into the home straight. But he went early, 360, 370 he went. He really dropped the hammer hard with 3/4 of a lap left to run. You know, there's a lot of running left in a 5K at that point. You know, you're looking at best part of 60, 65 seconds of running left, but he was not fazed by the point he went. He made his move decisively. He was confident in his kick. And if anything, with 250 metres left to run, he went again and picked it up once again. I think, you know, his last 200, he wouldn't have been far outside 29, 30 seconds there. That is serious closing speed.
Yeah, he found a little bit extra there, an extra gear for the last 2 of the race. And then we had Richard Bartram just take 2nd on the line. Wonder if he's another one who practices his dip in practice, because he crushed it there.
Yeah, maybe he's been taking some lessons off Tom Butler, but another fantastic race here at Comeback. You know, there's a lot of numbers in here tonight. I wish we had a attendance gate number, you know. I'd love to know how many people are here, but there's a few in there. There's a fair few here. Done it a few years now, Steph, and I'm confident that this is up there with one of the busiest.
Absolutely. It's getting busier and busier as we get closer to our elite races. We're getting a lovely replay of the win there. So the previous race, we have the results here in front of me. It was a win from Oliver Bistradi in 14:48, who just managed to outkick Belgrave's own Larry Ryan of 14:49, and then Todd Foster on the third spot on the podium for Guildford and Godalming, 14:53. We had 4 men under the 15-minute barrier in that race. Belgrave's James Turner also going under with 14:54. Superb running. The next race we've got is race 6 of the evening, which is effectively the men's B race. We'll just get the start list up for you now. For Bedford and County, we've got Ed Blythman, and also from Bedford we've got Noah Campion, Peter Chambers from Highgate, Tom Chandler from Aldershot, Michael Clark, City of Norwich, Joe Dixon from Morpeth, Jamie Domoni of Salisbury, Leon Duran of Chiltern Harriers. We've got Luke Dunham of Hearts Phoenix, Finlay Dyer of Belgrave, Charlie Iso of Hercules, Cole Gibbons of Tonbridge, Dion Griffiths of, that is a Welsh word that I am, my Scottish accent cannot say, apologies, Oliver James of Bournemouth, Dominic James of Weston Temple, and Dan Jarvis of Bedford and County. We've got a bit of a race within a race here. We've got a few, I've not finished the start list yet, apologies. Nathan Mapperley of Cambridge and Coleridge, Quinn Neil Ingram of Radley AC, Joe Morrow of Oxford University, Roger Pullman of Highgate, Will Perkin, TBH, Matthew Pickering, Aldershot. Also from Aldershot we've got Owen Smith and Shane Spring from Raheny Shamrock. The last 5 in this race, we've got Jack Small of Ashford, Rafe Surf of Belgrave, Sam Tyus of Belgrave, of Cambridge and Coleridge we've got Max Walk, and Seb Beadle of Peterborough.
So there's a few things going on here, Steph. First of all, that was fantastic. Everyone that's in attendance and watching at home, please get behind Steph Hewitt. He just nailed that start list. It's very nerve-wracking to do it for your first ever time, so well done, Steph. That was excellent.
Yeah, I only changed what I was saying twice.
That's right, don't worry about that. That was brilliant. But in tonight's race, obviously, this is being paced at 14:05 up the front, so 2:49 a K. But there's a bit of a race happening within a race because the under-20 European selection qualifying time is 14:20. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 athletes chasing that mark. But
we do indeed.
We'll run through those athletes, the under-20s, once the race gets underway, and we'll make you know who they are. But just quickly, just before the start, fastest in the field on PBs is Dan Jarvis. His PB dates back to 2021. Fastest on the field this year is Peter Chambers, around 14:10 Friday night under the lights back in February. And he ran very strongly as well at the Southern 12 stage. Champs. So this is the second last male race of the evening. And we are just moments away. Away we are, there we go. In this one, 14.05, this one being paced. This is the men's B race. Race number 6 of 8 tonight. We have Jack Miller up the front there in the Soar singlet, pacing this one. Runs out of Bristol and West. A super athlete in his own right, and he'll be tasked with taking these men through in 2:49 in the first kilometre. So, some athletes to look out for in this one. As we say, 14:20 is the under-20 European Championship selection time. And those under-20s that are contesting that are Michael Clark, Joe Dixon, Leon Duran, Luke Dunham, Quinn Miel Ingram, Matthew Pickering, Owen Smith, and Seb Beadle. Seb Beadle's an interesting one. It's a 5,000 metre debut on the track. He ran 14:20 at the Podium Festival in March. He was 4th at the National Cross Country under 20. He put 14 flat down on his entry form. Runs out of Peterborough and Nîmes Valley AC, my hometown club, so I am very much championing Beadle to run well tonight. Also got Cole Gibbons in there, the Tonbridge AC athlete, ran his marathon debut in London, ran 2:16, a superb marathon debut for Gibbons. He's made clear on his Instagram and his social media channels that he wants to smash his track PBs this year. He wants to run sub 3:50, sub 14:10, and sub 8 minutes something for the 3K as well. But he's made it known that he wants to rewrite history on his Power of 10, as he did with his marathon debut in London just a few weeks ago.
Nice. Little shout.
Nice.
I've had a little message from New York, so I know you're all watching. Welcome to Come Back stream, and please come across to London and race with us. Maybe next year you can do a uni trip across, but apparently they're struggling with my Scottish accent a little bit, so apologies, but...
Oh, the subtitle's not coming up?
No,
Oh.
We tried, I'm really sorry.
Oh dear. I feel for Scott. Yeah, sorry to our viewers that are listening that don't understand Steph, but they might not understand my common Luton accent as well.
Maybe not, but it's exciting to have you tune in from all over the world. Big shout out to Grace, who is a Belgrave Harrier herself and is out in New York at the moment studying. We've got a few Irish here actually. We bring a lot across, and they wear the Belgrave colours with pride, and you'll see a few of them in our upcoming top races. But at the moment we've got Jack Miller pacing to perfection by the looks of it. We've got a lovely string of men all tucked in.
That's a quote, that is, for the record books. A lovely string of men tucked in.
I mean, they are, look at them.
I know. Did you get that one off ChatGPT as well?
No, I didn't actually, that one was all me.
But leader at the moment, Steph, that's actually one of our under-20s. That's Michael Clark out of City of Norwich. He's only 16 years old. He's chasing that 14:20 mark. He was first in the National Cross Country last year. He actually ran in the Penn Relays recently, a big race out in the States in April. He ran 8:18 for the 3K. He's a super performer over the cross country, as I said, 6th at the English schools. And he ran 14:31 in the Ipswich Twilight, which is a super fast road race in the well, I'd call it the East of England, but I don't know what other people would call it. But yeah, County of Essex. But either way, super fast race down there. They run around a marina, and yeah, Michael Clark at the moment, he's our leader. He is the youngest in the field, and he's chasing that 14:20 mark.
You got right in the middle of the pack an athlete in Hoka, so we've opted to put the club singlet to the side this evening, which would have been the red of Hearts Phoenix, put on the Hoka kit. He's coached by Andy Hobdell, who anyone who knows running knows he coaches a whole host of Hoka athletes.
Must get a great discount.
Well, he's out here chasing that 14:20 mark, and I'm sure the head-to-heads in this race will go towards the decision on who makes that Euro under-20 team.
Jack Small is up there in the Ashford vest in the yellow singlet, about 5th place at the moment, coached by Sonia McGeorge in Loughborough. He was 5th at the Loughborough International 1500 recently. He ran 3:54 there. He won the Bucks cross country race as well. Big title to take as a university student. Another athlete took it out for as well. We keep talking about all these youngsters, but maybe someone with a little bit more experience is right at the front at the moment. I think sitting in third place is Roger Pullman in the white and black of Highgate Harriers. He's actually he's a 13:50 performer at best. He ran his track personal best in 2019 in Ordegem at a super fast meet in Belgium. It's always a meet that is set up for personal bests. Since then, he struggled with a few injuries and a few other things taking priority, but coached by Ben Pocci, the founder of Night of the 10,000 metre PBs. He's doing a brilliant job here, and he's actually returned to some real form this winter. He's 33rd at the National Cross Country Senior Men's Race at Parley Hill. That is no messing about to be top 50 in that race. And at the moment, he's third place, right behind Michael Clark, the under-20 in Norwich. And he's looking smooth at the moment. You can see that Luke Dunham there in the singlet of Hoka. Further back in the field, Cole Gibbons at Tonbridge. Just behind him is Finley Dyer, big Rangers fan, running out of Belgrave Harriers. He's had a big winter as well. He ran a big half marathon personal best, did Finley, just this winter in the Netherlands. He ran 66:51 and a 14:40 at the Friday night under the lights last year. So he'll be looking to cash in on that track PB tonight.
I've got a note here saying that Cole Gibbons doesn't like Belgrave, so I'm wondering, do we DQ him?
I don't know whether we have that power. Let me look into this note. What's it say?
That's the whole note.
Okay, I think, oh yeah, do we DQ him? I think this goes back to, do you recall there was a certain couple of individuals within the club that got an Olympian to run in the 12-stage road relays, Stewie McSwain? Do you remember that?
I do remember that, yes.
And obviously it didn't go down too well with a few clubs.
It's all a bit of fun, isn't it? Think of all the youngsters he inspired that day.
The amount of selfies he took and shoes he signed, it was amazing.
Warm-up killed in, probably mid-race.
It was amazing. Yeah, we got reported and disqualified on the day. But,
oh, so, well, let's report and get disqualified then.
No, Steph, we're not that type of commentary team.
I'm only joking.
We're not that type of
Cole is out here, and like you said, ready to crush the track PBs after doing so in his debut marathon.
Yeah, he absolutely smashed it. His 5k PB is 14:23. It's on the road. He ran it at Podium Festival in March, which is in the build-up to London. So, like, for anyone that's watching at home or here, watching live, doing a 5k road race that close to a marathon is tricky because you've got a lot of miles in the legs, you've got a lot of marathon sessions in the legs. You probably don't feel your sharpest for 5k road racing. Then you go to Podium, which is an event that's so competitive, so aggressive, and he actually ran a really smart race that night. He started off right near the back and he just made his way through, and he cashed in on a big PB that time, which set him up really well for a marathon.
He's also in that lead-up broken 30 for 10k. I think the race, it was a road race, but it finished on this track here, so perhaps then the same finish straight can get him another PB.
Yeah, he's had a good winter. He ran a 65 flat in a local half marathon. I remember he posted on socials that day. He surprised himself that, running 65 dead or 64:59 and change at a local half marathon on not such a quick course was real mustard running for the half for Cole. But so far, up the front, we have a new leader there. I think that's a Cambridge and Coleridge athlete. I'll get a bib number as they come round. I think that might be Nathan Mapley. He actually won the Ipswich race that we discussed earlier, that was run this month. He ran 14:21 at the Ipswich Twilight on the roads. I've done that course myself a few years ago, and it's a couple of laps around the marina, real sharp right-hand bend that you have to negotiate. It's not the fastest of courses because of that, and 14:21 is not missing about around that loop. Nick Woods has got a few athletes in this race. I think I've got 4 athletes from his stable: Tom Chandler, Will Perkin, Pickering and Smith, all running out of that Woodsy stable today. And remember, 14:20, that's the mark these under-20s are chasing, and it's the City and Norwich athlete once again. Michael Clark, 16 years old, donning the sunglasses, hits the front once again. He wants to go to Euros. That's inspiring.
It is indeed. We've got a few of the lads up there. You can see Luke now, actually, we spoke about earlier. He's just moved out into lane 2 to move around a few runners and join the front of the race.
There's a shot there of Connor Whelan in the burgundy t-shirt doing his classic sprint alongside the runners with a gimbal and a camera and create fire content. If there's one man that will clock the biggest mileage tonight, it'll be Connor Whelan.
Absolutely. Well, we do have pacers doing multiple 5Ks, so
Yeah, true. Take what I say with a pinch of salt, I would. But it's still Michael Clark up the front. Luke Dunham there in the Hoka colours in second. We've got Mapley of Cambridge College in the white with the blue loops there on the rail. Roger Pullman, I mentioned him earlier, 1350 performer at best. It's been a few years since he ran that sort of clip, but he's in the white and black of Highgate at the moment. He's just on the outside, and any runner that's running on the outside of lane 1, inside of lane 2 on the shoulder, right at the front of a race, that's a confident runner. You know, if you're hanging on by the strings, you're not at the front. A little bit of a move there.
We got a new leader, it's Ed Blytheman of Bedford.
There we go. He ran 14:12 here at Comeback last year. He ran 14:50 at the Podium Festival in March. I swear, yeah, March earlier this year. And he had a big leg one at the 12 stage. He was 5th on that road relay leg, which always gives us a good indication of what sort of shape a lot of the club runners are in. So, 1,200 metres left to run. There's about 10:53 through that mark, so they'll come round the back straight and at the top corner. That'll be the 4K mark. We need 11:16. That's what we would be looking for. I think
they're going to be a little bit off it this evening, but not much.
I think the pace really for this one, Steph, was set, you know, on my sheet at 14:05, which I think is a little bit optimistic for the runners that are in it, slightly. But if they can sneak inside that 14:20 mark, I think that would be good running.
That's a big one, isn't it?
That's the one a lot of these other 20s want.
Absolutely. You can swap the singlets they're wearing this evening for the red, white and blue of Great Britain if they manage it.
That's right. They weren't too far off it, Steph. You know, I didn't get an exact clock, but I don't think they were too far off that at 4K. You know, for viewers watching back home, just to give you a little bit of context, we're watching obviously live, but we've got the stream in front of us as well, so we're sort of flicking between the stream and the live action. But obviously the stream is, you know, a good 5 or 6 seconds behind, so sometimes we can miss the split on the stream because we're actually watching the action live. But anyway, 2 laps left to run. 12:01 on the clock. 12:01 on the clock, 2 laps left to run. We're looking at, yeah, well inside 14:20 here. Yeah, we could be looking at 14:10-ish here, really.
It's looking good.
It's looking good for these under 20s.
It is, and it's some big PBs they'll have to run to do that as well. You know, Luke's ran 14:32.
So who we got in this group, Steph? Because we're coming down now with 650 metres left to run. Michael Clark, the 16-year-old. Finley Dyer for the first time making himself known. Is he going to take it? He is. Belgrave Harriers hits the front for the first time in this one. 600 metres left to run. It's Finley Dyer, the big man, the Rangers fan. He loves the blue and the Glasgow Rangers. And he's hit the front for the first time tonight. Ran a big PB in the half marathon this winter in the Netherlands. But he's dropping down in distance over the 5K. But Luke Dunham,
absolutely none of it.
Luke Dunham.
He's in home straight for the penultimate shot. It's between him and Michael Clark. They're both under 20s. They both want to win this race, and they both want to win it in under 14:20.
What are we going to be at the bell, Steph? 2 under 20s hit the front. 13:07, 13:08. Oh, they're going to be well inside 14:20. They'll have to take a nap to not break that mark. It's Clark from Dunham. Clark from Dunham, back in 3rd. Let's have a look who we've got there in 3rd. That's the orange singlet.
Western Tempo.
I think that might be Western Tempo. But down this back straight, it's the 2 under 20s, the 16-year-old from City of Norwich AC. Michael Clark puts his head down and drives forward. Luke Dunham in the Hoka colours runs out of the Andy Hobdell stable. He's chasing hard. Jack Small there in the Ashford of yellow is chasing in 3rd. 200 metres left to run. 13:39 on the clock. It's Michael Clark from Norwich. Dunham in 2nd. Jack Small there in 3rd. Mapley of Cambridge is coming round for 4th, but it's still Clark from Dunham. These two into the home straight for the final time. Mapley coming strongly down the outside. It's Clark on the front, Dunham on the rail, but look at Mapley. Oh, it's going to go right down to the line.
Looks like Michael Clark's going to take it.
It's Clark for the win, 14:07. He spreads his arms out. The 16-year-old has smashed the Euro under 20 mark. Mapley from Cambridge and College through for 2nd. Luke Dunham with an absolutely incredible 3rd place there. Awarded
of PB.
Huge PB. Euro under 20 selection. If there's one thing that's guaranteed in life, it's death, taxes and personal best coming out of Andy Hobdell's stable, because Luke Dunham's just smashed his personal best there.
Nothing like a 30-second personal best to tick off a GB standard. Let's hope it's enough, eh?
That's a fast race. Here's me at 4K. Here's me at 4K telling them that they're well off the mark for 14.05. And Michael Clark goes and wins in 14.06, 14.07.
I tell you what, if you had Michael Clark and Luke Dunham both in their GB singlets racing for their country, would you bet against either of those or against any other fielder? I don't think I would.
Well, that last 800 was what? They were 12.01 with 2 laps left to run, so they've closed the last 800 there in 2.5. That's a seriously good, strong closing speed at 14.05 and change tempo. Really, really strong running. And, you know, I mentioned it probably 10 times in the race. He's 16.
That's impressive, isn't it?
It's absolutely amazing. You know, at that age, you're still learning your trade. You've still got so much development to go. And running that sort of time at that age is absolutely incredible. And, you know, the athletes, the club at City of Norwich, Tim Ash and the coaching group up there in the East of England, they'll be so proud of that performance. That's absolutely incredible. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if that's too far off their club record.
A lot of love for Michael in the chat there. You've got a lot of supporters online.
Yeah, let us know if that's a club record for City of Norwich. I'm trying to think of the, you know, I'm trying to go back years gone by. Some of the athletes that I've raced against from City of Norwich. Again, I might have to go back even further and further. But 14.06, 14.07 is some serious speed. And if that is a club record under the Euro 20 selection time, then that's just the icing on the cake for him.
Love that. That's anything to go by. I can't wait to watch our 2 elite races now.
I know. Oh, that's what's good about comeback. They always, it just sets it up nicely. It builds and builds and builds. But on screen, we've got our results here from one of our previous races. In 3rd place in a time of 14.37, running out of Southampton University. It was Jacob Atwell. In 2nd, just nipping him on the line in 14.37, Victoria Park Harriers' own Richard Bartram. And it was AFD's Callum Charleston who took the win there in 14.31 with a storming last 350. So next up on track we have your elite women's race. So all spectators in the stadium here at Millennium Arena, please do get off your seats and come and support on the track, get amongst the action, because we have an incredible race lined up for you. This one's going to be paced at 15.35. That's 3:07 per kilometre. So these athletes from the inside out: Elizabeth Apsley, Abby Brooke, Hannah Marie Clark, Charlotte Dannett, Daniel Donegan, Nadine Donegan, Ella Fennerly, Meg Gabbsby, Ryan Gunn, Sophie Hicks, Juliet Hodder, Emma Howsham, Lucy Jones, the Herne Hill Harrier, the Jordan Lee twins of Millie and Maddie, Gemma Kersey, Beth Kidger running out of Brighton and Phoenix, Megan Marchant, Eliza Nicholson, Christina Popovich, Amelia Quirk, fastest in the field, 15.27, Amelia Rowan, Kitty Scott, Izzy Shirley, Poppy Tang recently took the win at the Bucks 5000, Sophie Tooley, Stephanie Tucker, Beatrice Wood, India Weir, 15.24 this season, running out of Andy Hobdall's stable, and Imogen Wolsey rounds off your elite women's field. So forward come the athletes in this one. I'm really looking forward to this one, Steph. A little shout out here. Got an athlete in this race, Kitty Scott. She's 15 years old. Running out of Aldershot, Farnham and District. She's had so many wins this winter. South of England cross champ, inter-counties, national cross country. Sorry, English schools cross country, 2nd at the national. 15 years old. Incredible.
It is indeed. We've got Emily back out as pacemaker for our elite women. I think she'll take them through in 74, 75s. I think we've changed the pace a little bit. It was going to go ridiculously fast, but the women in the field want more of a race rather than a time trial. So we're going for 74, 75 per 400 metres for this one.
And here we go. The women's elite race is underway. The Comeback 5000 brought to you by Belgrave Harriers. Friday night under the lights and Soar running. And we have a sea of talent in this race.
Bit of pushing and shoving to get going.
A little bit of argy-bargy. Don't mind a bit of that. Don't mind a bit of that.
Elbows out.
Elbows out.
Indeed, yeah. Apologies to anyone who can't understand a single thing that comes out of my mouth.
If in doubt, get your elbows out. So we are inviting you onto lane 4. Maybe that's lane 4. Lane 4, beer and cheer is in procession. So bring yourselves forward. Let's create an atmosphere for these ladies. Let's get them around this 12.5 laps. They are chasing fast time. 15:35 is what it's being paced at. 3:07 per kilometre. That'll take them through 3K in 9:21.
It's Lucy Jones of Herne Hill that's gone straight to the front. She's having a cracking year. Her latest race would have been her 2:30 at London Marathon.
Yeah, she pocketed 9,000 USD that day, running that part of that Puma project. She took 3 grand for a PB over 3 minutes. She took 3 grand for the fastest Puma female on the day. And she took another 3 grand for something else, but 9K in the pocket, not a bad day's work that.
On her shoulder is the Belgravian, Nadine Donegan. She spent a little bit of time out in form training in April. She's ready for some big PBs this summer. She's just opened her season with a 4:24 over 1500, so she'll be confident.
Part of that cross-country relay team, right?
She is indeed, yeah. She helped Belgrave secure the win in Mansfield.
One athlete to look out for amongst many that we're going to talk about is Charlotte Dunnett there in the white singlet, just up the front. She won Bucks recently.
She did indeed. She won the 10K. She came second in the 5K. She had a strong showing over cross-country.
Yeah, she was 5th at Armagh, which is a 3K they contest at Armagh for the ladies. A PB of 16 flat dates back to last year.
It does indeed.
Trains in Loughborough. Part of that stable up there in the Midlands.
Right ahead of her and behind Nadine is India Weir in the pale blue of Thames Valley. So she's, I think, grown up running for Thames. She was out in America for a few years at university getting fit. She's recently moved to Andy Hobdell. So if tonight's anything to go by,
she'll probably run well. She'll probably run well.
She'll be fit and fast and ready to go. She was at the track doing a little pre-session last 5K session last Saturday, and she looked good, so I wouldn't want to bet against her this evening.
So here they come through the first kilometre. We wanted 3:07, we're a little bit outside, 3:14, 3:15. Now that to me says that these ladies have had a chat, because they're good enough to run 3:7s, but I reckon they've had a chat here to say, listen, we don't want 3:7s, maybe we want 3:14, 3:15s.
Absolutely.
So that throws the scrapbook right out the window.
Yeah, this is going to be about racing.
I like that. Well, years gone by, Steph, so from commentary up here, this is the 5th year we've been here, the women's race has always, and I don't know why, that annoyingly has always been one clear winner.
Yeah.
And we've been crying out for a women's race where 1 of 10, 1 of 12 runners could win it, and genuinely that's what we've got tonight. We all love fast times, yeah? We all love people running records, blah, 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 blah. For me personally, commentating, I couldn't care less about the clock. I would love to see 400 metres to go and there's 7 ladies left to go and you have no idea who's winning it. Because at this point of the season, it's early doors. You just want to see something to spark the summer season.
Yeah, and I think Emily's probably been asked to go a little bit slower than what was set, and even she's getting a little bit of a gap on the field as a pacer. No one really wants to take the lead here. It looks like Nadine's been pushed up into the lead. I'm sure Jack's watching from Abu Dhabi, so big shout out.
I hope you got aircon, mate. So, 9 laps left to run. One other athlete to also mention is Amelia Quirk. She's in the yellow singlet right up the front there. You probably can't even see her. There's so many athletes there. But she's an athlete that has competed for Great Britain multiple times on the track as a junior, in the cross country. Incredible athlete, part of the Birmingham Uni setup as well. She ran a road personal best of 15:30 this year. She was 6th at podium and 32:03 in the Valencia 10K. And she also ran the 10K European Championships for GB. Her best is 15:27. She's running in that singlet there, yellow and blue. You can just see it at Bracknell AC. Also got Steph just about, what, with there, 4th or 5th, so maybe 6th, just on the rail there, wearing the on singlet. That's Poppy Tank. Now, she previously was running in the States. She ran professionally out of Team Puma, and she was a successful athlete out there for that professional setup. She's moved back here. She's now coached by Luke Gunn in Birmingham. She's getting some support from On, as far as I can see. I believe she's taking up the steeplechase, which is about right if you're going to be coached by Luke Gunn. Obviously, an incredible steeplechase career himself. And she took the win recently at the Bucks Champs. She outkicked some very fast runners, and I watched the race live, and she kicked home hard. So in a race like this, where maybe it's a little bit tactical, that's one to definitely watch over the closing stages, and she literally just moves up to 3rd now.
Absolutely, yeah, we've got 1 and 2 from that race, and right now they're in right behind one another.
Can see
Charlotte and Poppy.
Can see Beth Kidger as well in there, coached by her brother Joel out of the Brighton Phoenix stable. She's run some PBs this year over the half marathon and 10K, 72:37 and 32:43 respectively. Track PB over the 5K, 15:37, dates back to 2022. She'll be looking to reset that tonight if she can. Got a lot of experience in those legs over the longer distances now, stepping up to the marathon. It's a different ball game, it's a slightly different way of training, and all of a sudden when you're a marathon runner, you know, the 5K on the track probably seems a little bit less daunting.
It does, but it is a little bit more exposed. You can see everything that's going on. Up there at the front in the all black, we've got Nadine's sister, Danielle Donegan. So she's come across from Ireland, I would assume, for this race this evening. She was 3rd in Irish National Cross Country Champs at the end of last year, and then went on to represent Ireland at Eurocross out in Turkey.
India Weir taking the shortest route of the race at the moment in the sky blue, the Thames Valley Harriers, as once again we see Conor Whelan doing his best to try and keep up with a camera in his hand.
Absolutely. In there between Danielle and Amelia, we've got Sophie Hicks, Kiwi, across in London. I think just about to start studying for a PhD. She's in the claret and gold, and her big 2025 aim is to break 16. She's come close. She's run about 16:13, I think, at podium in March, and she's sticking to the task this evening. She's in there stuck in right behind India and right ahead of Megan Marchant, who is a Western Temple athlete. She's in the colours of Hoka this evening. Behind her, for Mizuno, is Gemma Kersey, who's just been overtaken by Kidger at the moment. Gosh, it's anyone's race at the moment.
It is. There's a big old peloton at the front, isn't it? And at the moment, you know, you see Lucy Jones. She hasn't given up the lead since the gun went. She's taking the shortest route. She's holding Charlotte Dannett out there. She's got India Weir just tucked in behind. Poppy Tank's there. Beth Kidger now making herself known. Gone from mid-pack right up to the front. 6 laps left to run. Charlotte Dannett now is taking the lead, but she's not really taking that rail, is she? You know, does she want it? Does she not want it? And at this point, it's a little bit of a cagey affair.
I think it might be a bit of a burn up this race.
Yeah, they all fancy their kick, and I love that. I think it's so consistent with years gone by of track racing. Everyone backs their kick. Even if you're a runner that ain't got a kick, you always think, nah, I've got it. Today's the day.
It's a comfier way to run until you're in a world of pain in that last 400 metres.
But Charlotte Dannett, you know, she's going against what we're saying. She's putting the hammer down. She's starting to test these ladies and maybe just notch it up a second or two faster a lap. You know, it's only a second a lap or 2 seconds a lap. But 5,000 metre racing, when you're right on the red line, if someone goes from 77 a lap to 75 a lap, it feels like you're sprinting. And Charlotte Dannett is just starting to push the envelope a little bit. Poppy Tank has taken notice and thought, no, I don't want to be 6th or 7th at the bell. I want to be right on the shoulder. I want to be right where I was at Bucks. And it might be a deja vu moment for Tank, and she might be looking to win once again by kicking home hard. But she's not going to have it her own way, because she has the Donegans right on her shoulder.
She does indeed. Another Irish in this race is Ella Fennelly, also in the Claret and Gold of Belgrave. She actually just came second at Irish National Road Champs over 5k. I believe until the closing stages was in 4th, so she's an athlete with a kick. She's right at the back of that kind of leading pack that we've just emerged. So she's in fine form.
Yeah, there's nothing decisive at the moment. It's still Dannett on the front, right on the rail. She's now taking the shortest route. Lucy Jones hasn't left that rail all night. If she could camp there, she probably would. The Hernhill Harriers, as we say, had a massive London Marathon debut, but let's go beyond that. Let's go way before that. Lucy Jones's rise to stardom in the sort of UK domestic running scene has been nothing short of incredible, dating back to last summer season, and she has really started to rack up the wins across the UK cross-country season. But at the moment, she's tucked in right behind Charlotte Dannett, getting a great windbreak there on the rail. On her shoulder, she has Poppy Tank in that singlet with on the outside. The Donegans are there in the group. Amelia Quirk, you can see her there just checking her stride to tuck inside the sky blue of India Weir. And they come down this time, 4 laps left to run, 11:10 on the clock.
Right at the back of that pack, also in the colours of Hernhill, Sophie Tooley. So she is the club mate and training partner, I assume, of Lucy, also running a whole host of PBs. Both of them actually were on the individual podium for Surrey League for Hernhill in the winter, so very proudly represent their club across all disciplines, both in their club singlets this evening.
Just a quick announcement to our spectators inside the stadium. If you could please stay outside of lanes 1, 2 and 3. Of course, this is a big pack at the front of this race, and in the closing stages, this is going to get very messy. So please listen to our officials. But back to the front of this race, it's Charlotte Dannett on the front, Poppy Tank on her shoulder. We have the Donegans are right there, India Weir's right there, Beth Kidger and Amelia Quirk are right there. This is where the race starts, 1,200 metres left to run. Another athlete we haven't mentioned yet is Bryony Gunn, the Birchfield Harrier.
She's tucked in there in maybe 4th or 5th. She's right in the mix of that leading pack.
Very, very strong runner in her own right. 15:51 PB, dates back to 2024. She's run 16:01 on the road this year. She's right in the business end of this race, and at the moment, Steph, we said before the race, didn't we? We wanted a race where it came down to the bell, the 1 lap to run, and 7 or 8 could win it. We may have 10 or 12 that can win it.
No, you can't pick it for now, can you? But we do have a new leader at the moment. Beth Kidger has moved herself to the front. Lucy Jones is right behind her, followed by India Weir, now on her shoulder. Looks like she's itching to go.
So 1k left to run. The time is irrelevant. They are way outside the pace that was set. This is all about glory. They want to start the track season as they mean to go on. This is a confidence booster if they can take the win at comeback. It is a title. It has notoriety in the season. If you can win comeback, it says a lot about who you are. And at the moment, it's now the marathon specialist, Beth Kidger, on the front, on the rail. India Weir, 15:24 on her card. She is now right on the shoulder. She's in the pocket, as we call it in the running space. And past she goes to take the lead with 2 laps left to run, and Poppy Tank follows the move. So it's Weir on the front with Poppy Tank in second. Charlotte Dannett is still there. Lucy Jones from Hernhill is making a bit of a dart up the inside to take the shortest route. She's done all night. Little gap back to the chasing pack, which has Quirk. Beth Kidger's in there, as is Bryony Gunn just on the back of the pack. And now that elastic band is starting to stretch. They're starting to feel the pinch, and they come down at 600 metres left to run.
Absolutely. That fifth and sixth. There's two of her Irish. You got Ella Fennelly that I said just had a superb kick to secure herself silver at National Road Champs in Ireland. She's proving that here tonight. Right behind her is Danielle Donegan. Got a little bit of a gap to her top five now, but it's India Weir followed by Poppy Tank. They got some amount of cheers down that home straight. Get behind them, guys.
So here we go. This is what we waited for the last year, the Elite Women's. 400 metres left to run. It's India Weir on the front. It's Poppy Tank on the shoulder. Remember, she won Bucks last week with a storming kick finish. 14.56 at the bell. Lucy Jones, the Herne Hill Harrier on the inside. Ran 2:30 at London recently. Starting to get stretched a little bit is Charlotte Dannett as these three start to get away. And it is the Belgrave Harriers we mentioned earlier. Ella Fennelly, she's got a big kick in her legs, but she's starting to get gapped.
She is indeed, but she's also run a massive PB already this year, 16.26, so she's really showing that there's a heck of a lot more to come.
And it's Weir on the rail, Tank on her shoulder with 2:50 left to run. Lucy Jones, the Herne Hill Harrier, has taken the shortest route the entire race, and that could come back to pay dividends. But Weir is testing them. 15.24 is her personal best, and she's starting to show her class. Is that it for Tank? It's Jones that's going with Weir. 1:50 left to run. Jones on the outside, Weir on the inside. Thames Valley Harriers versus Herne Hill. 100 metres left to run. It's Weir on the rail. She forces Jones out wide, but Jones is coming down the outside. It's going to go down to the line, but India Weir will hold strong. The class does not go away, and India Weir wins. 16.02 from Jones in second, Poppy Tank for third.
Superb. It's a repeat. They both raced Friday night under the lights a couple of months ago, maybe a month ago, and India Weir outkicked Lucy Jones then, and she's done the same again this evening.
What a run there from India Weir. Really held her form in that final 200 when the challenges came from Poppy Tank down the outside. When Lucy Jones had a sniff and fancied it down the last turn, she held strong and powered away, but no kudos to be taken away from Jones and Tank there. They made a race of it. They didn't give Weir it her own way, and that was a really, really competitive race. And I'm going to say that's the best, most competitive women's elite race we've ever had at Comeback.
I loved it. Yeah, last year we had Georgia Bell take away with the win and then go on to win an Olympic medal. So what's in store for India Weir this summer? I'm sure some big things. Superb race. Well done, ladies. It's very exciting. The men have got a lot to live up to now.
Yeah, no pressure, no pressure. Big old PB there for Ella Fennelly as well.
Yeah,
That must be
amazing.
probably, what, 45 seconds?
Yeah, she's on the up, isn't she?
Not a bad...
Just coming home now is
acquisition.
Emma Howsham. She actually recently just moved back from London from Reading. Used to run for Belgrave, now runs for Reading AC.
It's a big old move, isn't it, Reading to London? I thought you were going to go, yeah, she's moved from India to London.
I don't know. I move house around London and, you know, street to street, and it takes it out me, never mind city to city.
Yeah, moving house is never fun, but what a race, what a race. Well done to all of our elite ladies, not just that race there, but our race earlier as well. Seeing these ladies races so competitive is such homage to the work that goes into putting these events on. Well done to the Friday Night Under the Lights team and Steve Gardner and the Belgrave Harriers team as well for putting these races on. Superb competition. So up on screen here, we've got some race results from one of our earlier races. In third place, it was the Hearts Phoenix athlete Luke Dunham, 14.09, inside that 14.20 Euro under 20 selection time. In second, it was Cambridge College Nathan Mapley in 14.09, and taking the win, the 16-year-old City and Norwich AC, Michael Clark, in a time of 14.08. So, we have one race left. Running fans, it's our elite men's race. We're going to switch up the commentary slightly. So big shout out to Steph Hewitt. Thank you for joining me on comms tonight. I am kicking you off, yeah. Because we got a special guest. I've got no other than Hoka Pro, Scott Beattie, joining me on comms. Come on in, Scott. No pressure, lad, but you've got to live up to Steph. She was brilliant tonight. But I tell you what, I'm going to run through the start list, and then we'll have a chat. So, Men's elite race from the inside out, running out of Benton County, 13:48 performer, Ben Alcock. One of the fastest in the field, the Adams State alumni, 4-minute miler, 3:41 over the 1500, Cam Allen. One of a few tonight running out of Andy Hobdall's stable, Hearts Phoenix athlete. He's run 13:51 on the roads. He's run comeback 3 times, Oscar Bell. A man that is in fine form this season. 1:51 for the 800, 3:41 for the 1500. Jacob Cann. Running out of Invicta East Kent AC, the 18-year-old Alex Dack. A man that ran 13:37 at podium this year, silver medal over the World Road Mile Champs in 2023, and a 3:35 on his card for 1500. Callum Elson. Coached by Norman Paul, running out of City of Derry Spartans, the 27-year-old Chris Fielding. Representing Scotland at the Loughborough International just last week, 13:51 performer over the 5,000 last year at the Watford Grand Prix BMC, Andrew Fife. The man behind Baikar, Mr. Oven Gloves himself, Jack Gray. Comes with incredible experience and massive cross-country pedigree, 14:03 PB on the road. It's Callum Johnson. 2 years ago, ran 14:27 at comeback. He's the Bucks 10K champ. It's Daffy Jones. Fastest in the field. He ran a personal best at the Podium Festival for 5th. He knows how to win a race this winter. With a 13:33 on his card, it's Jack Kavanagh. Stepping up in distance tonight. He won a mile race indoor in February. He's got incredible wheels out of St Albans AC. James McMurray. Last year he ran a personal best over the 5K here at comeback in 14:07. Luca Manale. Opening his track season, he's a sub 14-minute performer. Coached by Mark Vile down at Cambridge and Coleridge. Oliver Newman. Running out of Guildford, coached by Dan Wallace, 14:04 performer Cameron Riley. What a winter this man has had. European under-23 cross-country rep, Inter-Counties cross-country champion and a PB at Podium Festival. 13:37 on his card. Brett Rushman, the English national cross-country champion. What a career this man has got ahead of him. Coached by Matt Seddon out of Chiltern Harriers, Richard Slade. Runs out of the Sonia McGeorge stable in Loughborough, PB at Podium Festival, 14:03, Louis Small. Running out of the Tavistock Run Project, the 22-year-old, 14:06 on his card, Oliver Smart. Ran a personal best last month at the Flat and Fast race up in the Scotland Highlands, 14:10, Mohamed Warsame. He's had a winter of injury. Not many races on his card, but he's a 13:40 performer at best, Mr. George Wheeler. Running out of Worthing District Harriers, Jack Woods. He's run a big personal best this winter over the half marathon of 65:09. He's a 13:53 man. It's Charlie Brisley. He's the multiple-time Lithuanian national record holder. He's run 28:44 on the road for the 10K, which is also a national record holder. He's run 13:46 for the 5K. It's Gidrius Valencius. He's come back for some incredible injuries over the last few years, and he's getting back to his best form. He loves it down here. Dom Nolan. The Liverpool cross-country champion, ran a personal best over the 3K 2 weeks ago of 7:47. It's Toma Tarragano. And rounding off the field with a personal best last year of 13:52, it's Angus McMillan. There is your men's elite field of the comeback 5,000 as they receive their final instructions. And I welcome Scott Beattie to the comms. Hello, mate.
Yeah, hello, mate. Pleasure to be on with you.
How are we doing? How are you feeling?
Yeah, really good. Really excited to watch this tonight. Got a few of the training partners in here, and a few of the. I think it's going to be a big race. Field's pretty tight together in terms of PBs. the pace is sensible. So I think it's going to be a good race up front, and hopefully some quick times.
And we are away in the men's elite race here at the Comeback 5000 2025, brought to you by Belgrave Harriers. Friday night under the lights and Soar running, and our pacer is no other than British 10K record holder Rory Leonard.
Yeah, Rory with the iconic cap on there.
He loves a cap down at comeback, doesn't he?
Yeah, he loves the cap hiding the hairline, but he's looking smooth up front early on.
We're not even 200 in and you're calling Rory's hairline out. What a poor lad. But come on forward, fans of the track, to lane 5. I'm going to mention it a couple of times, but you down the home straight, if we have a few runners at the front, we are going to need you to just scoot back, but for now you're good. So Scott, talk to me about the race. You've got a couple of your stablemates in the race. You must be buzzing.
Yeah, it's exciting to watch. I've seen Callum come back over the last year. Seen him in the absolute bin in October at altitude when he was pretty much redlining every day. So I've seen him the last month. He's not done anything special, but he's looked way more in control every day. Done some stuff that I don't think he would be able to do, especially over the sort of the strength side of stuff. So it's nice for him to open his season over the longer distance today and push himself outside his comfort zone. It's just whether he can hopefully stay on the pack for as long as he can.
He really showed his engine, didn't he, at Podium Festival, where that was such a competitive race up the front. He ran a smart race where he moved himself through, and I think he surprised himself a little bit, didn't he, with that 13:37. He must have been buzzing. Yeah,
I think he was buzzing after that, and I think it just proves to him that he's doing the right stuff, and hopefully he can put it together tonight and then the rest of the season as well. But he's definitely in better shape than he was then. It's just, track 5Ks, road 5Ks, there is a bit of a difference. It's quite easy to go out too hard on the track, and the laps kind of wear you down. So it's just trying to switch off, stay smooth the first sort of half the race, and then focus the last half.
And talk to me about the training setup that you're in at the moment around the outdoors. So you've just come back from altitude, but we're seeing such documentation from the group, but also incredible PBs like yourself. You've been rewarded with a big PB over the 5,000. Callum, as we've mentioned, Rory in Valencia, alongside the rest of the crew with Ephraim and Ellis running well as well. Beyond the rest of the team as well. What is it that's so special about the setup? Give us a bit of insight. I think we all just get on really well. There's obviously there's bits of ego there, but we all kind of put that aside. Training, there's never any sort of problems with that. Everyone just gets there, gets the work done, and then outside of training, it's just you just get on like mates. Really, it's not like talking about running a lot or there's like a life outside of training sort of thing. And I think just the dynamic of the group has shown that there's more to sort of training at an elite level than just day in day out running. We've seen the rise of the team, which is still in its infancy. It's such a new team. You could look at your prowess on the track and your results that you've achieved to the team, the YouTube channel, the Instagram, the stuff that you're doing, and think, it's been around for 5-10 years, but it's not. It's literally so new. And we've been crying out in the UK for more teams. Yeah. Do you think that the Team Macau, the power of it, is going to inspire other brands and other teams to maybe try follow suit? Yeah, I hope so. It's like you see, I think it just shows the brand in such a good light. Like they're investing in not just performances, but like personalities and working together to achieve things that you probably wouldn't be able to achieve on your own. Like I think we'd all say ourselves, none of us would be at the level we're currently at without having that sort of team set up together. So we've been very lucky to be there at the start, but also taking that risk to change up what maybe we were doing before that and taking a leap of faith
and going forward with it. But yeah, I think it just proves that working together can lead to better things than if you just did it on your own, kind of thing.
Now, Scott, obviously you'll know this race very well. You've got your training partners in it, but you'll know the scene. You'll know some of these lads personally. Are there any names out of this that you're thinking are real potentials? Not necessarily just to win, but to have strong runs.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how Jack Kavanagh does. He's looked really good on the roads all winter. Obviously, still pretty new to the sport, but he's shown great potential with his runs at Armagh. Closed really well there over the last 500 and then running well again in podium. So I'm excited to see how he does tonight. Obviously he's proven it on the cross. He ran well in over 3,000 metres 2 weeks ago in Belfast. So hopefully he can put together the performance tonight. Brett Rushman's in there, had a great cross-country season, inter-counties champ, Euro Under-23 cross-country representative. Also coached by Andy as well, so a little bit of personal bias there, but hoping he has a good run. And yeah, Jacob Can as well. He's gone well over 1,500 the last couple of years. Hopefully he can step up to 5 and put it together, because I think sometimes it's easy to show that sort of potential over the 5K, and you probably need a few years of really learning it to put it together well.
Well, they've just gone through 2K there, Scott. Bang on the money. They wanted 5:24. They hit it straight on there. It's 13:32 pace. And as we see at the moment, it's Callum Elson is our active leader. Cam Allen, the 3:41, 1,500 metre man in second. Tomo Tarragano ran a big PB in the 3K this season. Jack Kavanagh, as you mentioned. Brett Rushman's there as well. And I just want to get a big number on the lab at the back. But are you surprised to see Callum running this aggressively?
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Callum in second. We talked about, obviously, this race all camp, his first race of the season in his, I think only his second ever 5K on the track. And it was kind of the way we were talking about it was, can he hang on for a 3K, can he be there with a few laps to go? But he's looking really strong early on at the minute, and yeah, that's a good lead pack of sort of six men there. Yeah, Cam Allen's looking good in second as well though. Ran well over the mile in Oxford, 4 flat I think to open his season.
He did, yeah. He also won a podium down here. He ran 28:45 for the 10K. Yeah, Cam Allen about 3 years ago had a real breakthrough season when he was at St Mary's University, trained under Mick Woods, and yeah, he got down at the low 340s. He ran like a 151 800 front running and something like Aldershot or something like that. He's got serious range in those long old legs.
Yeah, I think hopefully if Rory knows Callum's in second, he'll keep going a bit longer than 3,000 metres here to help the guys out at the front, depending on how he's feeling. But he's looking pretty smooth right now, so hopefully he can keep going a bit further to pull this race along and not let the pace drop.
So for you, Scott, as we leave this race to it for a couple of minutes, where are you at with your season? What's up next for you?
Yeah, just been trying to figure out where to open the season. Obviously ran well indoors.
Didn't fancy comeback, no?
Yeah, I think Andy would have said no, so don't blame me for that one. Yeah, I think fast 5K in Paris. It's looking like it's going to be paced at the standard, so gonna give the standard a crack there, I think, and then assess after that.
Just for our viewers watching at home, what is the standard?
13:01.
Okay, so yeah, pretty swift.
Yes,
nice. Okay,
exactly.
mate. Best of luck for that one. And just as we was having that conversation, your early pip, if you like, Jack Kavanagh, who's had a great winter, has started to feel the pinch a little bit, and he's actually dropped off this front group now. What do you make of that?
Yeah, he's stuck in no man's land right now, so it's tough for him now. He needs to make a decision. Does he drop back to the second group and resettle, or does he try and stay focused on his own sort of race in that middle sort of area on his own? Yeah,
so that bib that we didn't have a number on at the back there in the orange, that's Jacob Can. He's running out of Horsham Blue Star Harriers. He's also coached by Hobdell. So I think Rory's done his job there. Yeah, Rory's dropped at 3K. So it's now Callum Elson on the front.
Yeah,
as I say that, Cam Allen just takes the lead.
Yeah, 8:11 there at 3K. I think Callum will be glad that Cam's come round the outside.
Yeah, take it up a bit.
Yeah, hopefully the pace can stay on it a bit here. This next couple of laps are key.
It dropped a little bit there. They wanted 8:07 at 3K, so about 3 or 4 seconds down, but that's okay. They can bring that back.
Yeah, there's so much that you can make up in the last K. There's a lot of time.
So now Allen on the front, Elson in second, Tomo Tarragano. I mean, he was the Liverpool cross-country champion big title there, and he's following the move of Alan. I think Alan's really raised it a little bit. Brett Rushman has had a brilliant winter, as we say. He's there in 4th, and Jacob Can, he's already won PBs this season over the 800 and the 1500. But at the moment, I think Alan is really pushing that envelope, isn't he?
Yeah, he looks good at the front as well. He looks smooth. He doesn't look like he's massively increased the pace, but I think he's gradually increasing it. That you can see the group sort of stringing out a little bit.
Further back in that chase pack, another lad you'll know is Oscar Bell. He's just about to catch up to Jack Kavanagh. He's pushing the pace in that second group. His personal best is 13:51, but he's run that on the road. He's only run 14:03 on the track, so he'll be one that will be wanting to smash that 14-minute barrier.
Yeah, slight gap opening up now in that front group.
Yeah, it's Cam Allen still, isn't he? It's only Tarragona that's going out. I'll cover it. It's now Elson who's at the back, who's got to stay on it. He's just looking down at the ground. Jacob Can trying to bridge that gap. Brett Rushman is just doing it in a smooth way, but I think it's deceiving on the picture. But Allen is absolutely hammering it at the front. What are you thinking at the moment, Scott, if you're a Callum Elson?
These are the laps that really count. He has to stay in touch here if he wants to make his speed.
As we know he can close.
Yeah, if he wants to use that in the last few laps, these are the laps where he really needs to focus. And it might not even be a physiological thing right now. It's just, you know, the laps, they take a lot out of you. So it's just staying focused, staying in front, staying focused on the person in front of you, and not letting any more gaps open up.
Yeah, so they've just gone through there with 1,200 metres left to run. When they go around the back corner, that'll be the 4K mark. So we'll see whether they've brought the time back again. They're about 8:11 at 3K for 13:32, which would be an outright PB for a lot of these lads, if not all of them, in fact. They want 10:49 at 4K. I think we're just going to be a little bit outside that, but do you know what? We could be looking at an inside 13:40 clocking if they can close. What do we have through 4K? A little bit behind on the stream. I reckon that's about 10:54, 10:55.
Yeah, if they can close the last 800, you know, under 206, 205, 204, then yeah, they're going to run quick here. Jacob Can's closed the gap back onto the lead too, and Brett Rushman's trying to do that as well. There's about 10 metres back to Elson in 5th, and if you can just keep that gap there, you might have a sniff over the last 2 laps.
So looking at the pedigree now of these athletes, you've got Cam Allen, he's a 3:41 1500 metre runner. You've got Jacob Can, who's run 3:41 this season. Out of the 4 there, not including Callum, who's feeling the pinch a little bit, they've got to be the kickers, no?
Yeah, I think it's Jacob Can's race for me. I know Tamaya closed really well in Belfast, but Can's 1500 speed over these last 2 laps, I think, right now, I think he's looking the most dangerous.
He's taking that up early, so it's Jacob Can. He's the first time he's hit the front tonight, as I say. He's run personal best this summer already over the 800 metres and the 1500 metres, and he's already done a 3:58 mile as well. The boy is absolutely flying at the moment. It's Tarragona, the Liverpool cross-country champ, that's followed it. 600 metres left to run. Cam Allen there in 3rd. Brett Rushman back in 4th, and it's Callum Elson who's still holding on for 5th. Never count out Callum Elson. What are you thinking, Scott?
I think they're going to be right at 13:30 here if they close the last lap. Cam Allen's done well to stay on the group. Jacob's gone round and pushed the pace, but Cam's done really well to stay on it here. And Tamaya still looks good in 2nd, so I think it's anyone's race over the last 400 metres.
And here we go, 420 metres to go. There's Charlie McCarthy getting the content, getting the angles for Team Macau. 1 lap left to run. It's Jacob Can, the man on the front. Toma Tarragona, who closed well, as we spoke earlier, recently in Belfast in 2nd, and Cam Allen in 3rd, our long-time leader through those middle stages. And this is where the race will be won and lost. Callum Elson has overtaken Rushman. He's flying down the back straight, Elson is. I don't know whether he's got enough yards left to catch these boys, but he is moving very well. And here goes the kicks. It's Tarragona who goes first. Cam Allen follows. Jacob Can now looking a little bit stretched, and Tarragona who's gone clear. 200 metres left to run. He looks beside him and says, hang on boys, I thought we were racing. He's gone clear with 150 left to run. It's the Birmingham man, the pride of Birmingham, into the home straight, and Tarragona has absolutely tore this race apart. No one saw this coming against Cannon Allen, but it's Tarragona who's coming down to the line. He's going to be rewarded with a winner comeback and a massive personal best. 13:31 for Tarragona. Allen for 2nd in 32, Can for 3rd, and it's Elson over the line for 4th, with Rushman in 5th, all inside 13:40. And look at this, all of these athletes smashing 14 minutes. Scott Beattie, what do you make of that?
Yeah, what a race that was. I think Tamer showed his strength and his speed over the last 200 metres there. Absolutely blew the race apart. He looked really good in the home straight, and great run from the other two lads as well. Massive PBs across the board. Great run from Callum in fourth, and then looking further back, massive run from Callum Johnson there to run 13:43 if I'm right. First time under 14 minutes.
That's huge.
He's absolutely
That's
obliterated it. Massive run from James McMurray as well, low 13:40s. Recently became a dad this year, so big shout out to him too.
Huge. And I think catch what Oscar Bell did. Oscar Bell break 14, surely?
Yeah, well inside.
Well
yeah.
under. Oh, that's an incredible race that was. That was really hotly contested. It was really nice to see, you know, a good group of 5 athletes with a couple of laps left to run, all in it. Massive pacing as well from Rory Leonard. Set it up really nicely, 8:11 through 3K. And I suppose, unfortunately, that concludes Comeback 5000. It's always a bit of a somber note, but what have you made of the event tonight, Scott?
Yeah, I think it's been a great event, in what an advertisement for domestic 5,000 metre racing. You know, it's often tough to get 5,000, 10,000. Obviously, Highgate have done really well with the night of the 10K PBs, but getting that sort of those domestic 5K races at this level is really tough, and the depth that's been on show tonight, I think that just speaks volumes for the meet that's being put on here.
Yeah, too right. Thank you to Scott for joining us on comms tonight. Thank you to Belgrave, Harriers, Stephen, the team there. Ben Node and the Friday Night of the Lights team as well. Thank you to Soar running for sponsoring tonight with their financial backing. Thank you to you guys on the ground here at the Millennium Arena for supporting us once again at Comeback. This is the 5th year we have done it. We are going nowhere. We are here to stay. And thank you to you viewers back home for your support in the chat and also just following along at home. I've been Lloyd Kempson. Big shout out to Steph Hewitt for joining me on comms. We will see you back next year.